Okay. The fourth is innovators, and basically AIs will be, which I believe they're already doing it right now because of level 2 just being reached about 6 weeks ago, and I think it's happening, is basically invention. Okay. Imagine these AIs, like we're going to be able to put in, and me and Kai will definitely be working on this, but we'll put in stuff about the collective. We're going to put in things about swarms. We're working on an app right now with a public company. I think Biden is in here. So Biden is one of the guys in the public company. He's in the chat right now that's helping us develop an app called Bubble GPT that we're literally, and then we're going to see how we could potentially put swarms into it too. But imagine that we could say, hey, this is the app that we're trying to create, okay, Bubble GPT. The collective wants to have all kinds of agents. We want to use swarm technology. Can you please help us figure this out? And it literally will be able to take in all the information it knows about swarms, everything and the vision, the mission, and everything about the collective. And then it could figure it out on its own and tell us, okay, guys, this is the next step. And then it actually can help integrate that for us. Like, this is what we're talking about right now, guys. Like, imagine you being a company, a person that can actually use these things to your advantage in that way. That's why I'm showing you this, okay? And then number 5, and this is for everyone, as you guys know, it takes about 7, some people say 8 income streams to become a millionaire. I'm sure there's a lot of people in here. There's a few millionaires in here that I know already, okay? But maybe you guys want to be a decamillionaire or, you know, into the 9-figure range. And then there's people that would love to be a millionaire, right? So imagine that now you have agents that are literally running your companies. Okay, that's level 5, where they're literally running organizations. And if I'm not mistaken, Kai, that's one of the things that you guys want to be doing at Swarms.
Of course, 100%, and easily as well, because like managing one agent is already like a little bit like prompting is hard. You know, it's not like an easy thing. But if we can make the process of creating prompts, multiple prompts for multiple agents at the same time very easily, then running a whole company will simply just be like, hey, create a marketing team that helps me promote my product, and then you give it the mission document that you specified earlier, and then that's basically it. You have a whole team specialized just for that, and then you can have that team continuously generating content all the time. And you don't really have to tell them anything. They're like fully autonomous, and that's the future. That's kind of like that's really why we exist, to make like enable anybody to be able to start their own company and start automating operations as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and something to rock onto what Kai just said. It's like, imagine that you're able to get all these agents to know what to do, what to write, do it all for you. This is the reason the prompt that we're giving you, that single prompt. Okay, I'm working on one prompt because it's so important. So imagine it knows you, it knows the vision, it knows the mission, it knows about you, it knows the tone of the company. Okay, it understands who you are, who your company is, what your retreat, as Sonia's saying, with Faith, to have a retreat coming up. Okay, that you have a specific campaign, a specific company that you want to be working on. Okay, Brett has his trading platform and is learning and teaching. If he had a vision, he had his mission, he has his principles, he can actually go talk to the swarms, put it into a different AI app, and then it will know how to speak on his behalf. So in a way, we're cloning ourselves. We're cloning that company. We're making an avatar. So this is why, like, when people tell me sometimes, oh, Jonathan, that's not the most important AI system, I'm like, no, I'm sorry. This is the foundation. Because if you cannot start with that first and foremost, whenever I've done high-level consulting for, I'm talking about big people, big entrepreneurs, big companies, one of the biggest things that I see that people do not do correctly is have a vision, a mission, know their values and principles. Okay, just by itself, that can shift and actually allow you the ability to scale. Because imagine you have all these agents working for you and everything like that. They got to know, right? They got to know, which is very important. Okay. All right. So let's get back into here. Okay. So we're going back into this. I'm giving you the synopsis of why this is the most important one to build. Kai, I don't know if you want to take over and talk a little bit about prompting before we go into this. You know, I just gave you guys a synopsis of why this is the most important one. We are beginning to clone ourselves. So our job is to put as much information like all my GPTs that I've created, guys, like just, I'm going to give you guys more context. All the GPTs that I've created on my own on, see if I have my other account here. Okay. So all the ones that I've created, all I'm doing personally, guys, to give you context, if you look at all the ones that, let's say, okay, so look at all these GPTs that I have here. Okay. What am I doing, guys? What is it that I'm doing? What is it I'm doing? I am literally downloading my knowledge down into all these and all the things that I need. One day, okay, these are all going to come together and I'm going to have the ability to literally just have an agent that knows the proper way of doing it, because there's too much information out there. And then I want things done a certain way. There's a certain way I like things done. There's certain knowledge that I have. I'm downloading all my information into all these right here. Okay, which is really important. Okay, so I just want to give you guys some context on there. So I'm going to go ahead and give it over to Kai and give you guys context now on some of the auto prompting, and then give you guys a little bit of a take of like the prompting stuff that is important to learn. And again, guys, don't expect to learn everything right away. This is why we continue to do these over and over again. Like it takes time to understand all these things right there, and then it gives you an idea, right? So let's go ahead and give it to Kai.
All right, nice. So yeah, we have this. This is a very very good starting prompt, because so the way these GPTs work is that essentially when you give it documents, when you give it more and more documents, it'll become accustomed and specialize for the words that you give it. So if you give it bad words, or not like bad words, but if you give it bad data and bad context, it will not perform well because it is predicting the next token. So the way these things work is that based on the previous tokens, it's going to predict the next token. So if you want these assistants to do good work and to actually output things that are valuable, you're going to have to give it good tokens and good preliminary information so that it can give the output that you want. And so this is a very, very good document if you want it to first become specialized for your organization, and things that are that your organization conducts. So I extracted this prompt from the image. So if you want to get the prompt in a doc, I put the link below. And so now, filling this out, if we wanted to fill this out autonomously, we could go to ChatGPT, copy, paste it, and then we could say, fill it out for us. So we're going to have ChatGPT fill out the document for us, and we could be a little bit vague. So I'm going to give you an example. At Swarms, our mission is to help business owners leverage AI to easily automate internal operations. And then we can keep giving it more information. Like we could say our principles. So we say our principles are radical transparency, automated prompt engineering, and let's see, and an emphasis on making AI easy to use. And we can keep giving it like more and more. We can give it values now. Say values. Our values are.
And guys, also don't get stuck trying to come up with 5. You see Kai just put 3. You don't have to put 5. If you want to put more, you can. But if you don't have enough, you don't have to put them all in there, by the way, just for clarity. So don't get stuck on that.
Our values are simplifying the user experience for AI as much as possible. Let's see what else.
You could put like integrity, like integrity, being honorable. Depends on the type of values that you have and everything like that, guys. Like just think of like who you are and personified yourself. Like if there's an avatar, what kind of values system do they want to have? Right? Like what is that value that you want to show up in the world? So that basically gets from the top to the bottom. And that's how huge organizations work out and stuff too.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we could have ChatGPT fill this out for us. So we can say, fill out the document below with information on Swarms or your company. And then since it has memory, ChatGPT will use its memory system. It can upload memory. It's going to retrieve through these memories and autonomously fill out some of this information. Like, for example, our motto is advancing humanity. And so now, like, if you're specific, it'll like customize the document even more. But here it's gonna fill it out, and now once it's filled out, now we can start uploading this to other GPTs that are specialized for certain functions. So if we had a marketing team, we can now upload this document into the marketing GPT, and now it would be specialized just for our organization. And so you see here, et cetera, et cetera. Now we could say, transform this into a PDF. And so now it's gonna build a PDF of our document, and we could download that as well.
And one of the cool things too that you guys can do is now that there's voice activation prompting, I'm going to provide you guys at the end a note-taking GPT that I use all the time. So you could just take what Kai just did right now, and he actually put them. By the way, thanks Kai for bringing this up, because for some people this is going to make it way easier. I didn't even think about like doing it in this manner. This is so much easier to do it. You can also add the voice activation and literally talk to it. So one of the things I love doing, especially if you guys use Pi, I do a lot of brainstorming with Pi, you can literally have the conversations with it and be like, hey, put it as a pretext, be like, hey, I need you to help me fill this out. So let's go things one by one. Here's a dump of who we are. This is our vision. This is our mission. These are my values. And then let it fill it out for itself, and then tell it to ask you questions on what's missing or to help you come up with the rest of them. So you can literally do that on audio now on the app itself on your phone. That's one new feature that is pretty freaking cool, by the way. You know, but go ahead, Kai.
Yeah, so we have a couple of questions. What about the limitation of ChatGPT memory? So ChatGPT memory is a little bit interesting. So in the memory system, it can upload documents to a shared memory system. Like you can have different chats, and if you see it, it'll pop up. There'll be a pop-up. It'll say upload to memory. If that happens, ChatGPT will be able to remember that information throughout all of your conversations. So here, I didn't say anything about Swarms. I just say, on Swarms. And since it has memory about Swarms through its previous conversation, then it's able to retrieve that autonomously. So we don't have to give it too much information. And then it says, yes, I thought you had to use the same chat thread for a relative memory, which has limitations. So yes, Brooke, you would typically be correct. But a couple of months ago, they added in this memory system where you can essentially see, it'll upload memories to this shared memory system. And it's able to query that information from any chat thread that it's on. There's a tab somewhere in here about that. I don't know precisely.
I think it's the settings. It used to be in the settings on the bottom left. They changed it though. So I'm not sure if it's customized. Go to customize. Let's see. No.
Here or the other way?
Yeah, it was in settings. I don't know why it's not showing up there.
Yeah.
It should be, there it goes. There it goes.
Yeah, so here it has memory, and then it has a lot of memories. So you can keep adding memories, and essentially it'll decide for itself if this is something that it should upload to the memory system.
Yeah. So it is getting smarter. Another thing too, to put into context, guys, you have to remember, as that video that you guys saw before, I'll play it again. Actually, you guys probably didn't hear it at the last workshop, that Sam Altman says that you have to know that things are going to get significantly better very quickly. So it's you have to understand that their memory is only going to get better and better. And this new memory system is getting really good. And you can also, now you can actually tag actual GPTs, you can actually tag them inside your conversations, and you could tag, as we'll show you coming up, as Sonia was asking, Team GPT, you could like tag people that are in your team and everything like that to the different things that you want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And we got a message. Can you touch on hallucinations and the workaround, please? So, so hallucinations are becoming a lot more prevalent because, well, if the more you use GPTs, the more likely they are to hallucinate. But that's also the case with human beings. Humans, at some point, are going to say something that is just blatantly false. And so, let's actually ask ChatGPT that question. How can we avoid hallucination from, say, LLMs slash GPTs?
Yeah. I'm gonna add some, before you read this one, I'll add some context that one of the reasons, if you see the prompt that I created for you guys, it actually says at the very beginning before any conversation to make sure that it pays attention to that stuff, because what ends up happening is like if your instructions or your prompt doesn't give it specific enough information on what to look at first, it'll probably forget, especially as your conversation gets longer, it'll start to forget that stuff. So go ahead, Kai. I just wanted to add that that's the reason that you have to have that first level of the prompt. So it basically reflects back at that information before it gives you and spits out info. If not, it will start to hallucinate 100%.
Yeah, so hallucination is a pretty big problem, especially in the situations that require like extreme quantitative precision. Like if you're doing any form of finance or something of that capacity, like it has to be precise. Otherwise, like it could be wrong. So we asked ChatGPT here, how can we avoid hallucination from LLMs and GPTs? And we have a couple of options. So the first option that it gives is called structured prompt engineering. So if you say like you have to give it explicit instructions in the prompt to say if it is uncertain. So you could say something like, if you don't know, say I'm sure, or I don't have that information, or that might be incorrect. Another thing that you can do is you can provide it real-time data. So you could say, like you give it real time. And if it's something that's quantitative, because if it's something like creative, like create a post for our company to promote this product. If you didn't want it to hallucinate that marketing post, there's a couple of things you could do. You could give it access to posts that you've done in the past. So you could say like, you could give it all the posts that you did in the past month. And then you could be like, hey, do not do this, do not do that. And so hallucination really just comes down to just really, really extreme precision, like specializing the agent, giving it access to previous examples, and saying in the instructions that this is something I do not want you to do. And if you are not unsure about your outputs, then you should say that. And those are some ways that you can avoid hallucination or just bad outputs, really. So another
one thing I like to do too is like if you start seeing hallucinations happening when you're like in a long conversation, you literally say, hey, forget everything else that I said above and let's start fresh, and then give the question, because sometimes it'll think, because if you're in the same chat, it'll think that you're in the same conversation and it's trying to remember everything and it starts to hallucinate. So I'll literally be like, hey, forget what I said above, let's start fresh from now, or just open up a new chat.
Yeah. So they want the link to this conversation. I just put that in the chat, and we got a couple of more instructions here. So to avoid hallucination, we could say give clear instructions. I don't know. If you're not sure, please say you don't know. Add specific details. Use step-by-step prompts. Cross-check with a second opinion. So hallucination is really just like no human being or AI has access to infinite information. That is why hallucination happens. So a thing you could do to solve hallucination is you can have either yourself, another human, or another AI converse with each other, and thus by doing that they can critique each other and essentially debate each other to see if that output is true or false. And that's what we've been doing at Swarms. We have multiple agents that talk with each other. One of them is kind of like the generator, and the other one is kind of like the debater. And then the debater is going to ask questions about the one that's generating the main piece of content. And that way we can have kind of like a looping structure where we have someone that is validating the other agent's outputs.
Yeah. That's also, I think, what like O1 basically is doing now is the reasoning. And then Kai, I know you were, I don't know if you brought context to different like shot prompting and stuff like that, where basically it starts to reason. But if you guys have used O1, O1 is basically doing that reasoning also simultaneously. And then simultaneously, what Kai's talking about is like, imagine you have kind of like a project manager or a CEO of a company, you know, like when you see the different type of swarms that they're doing. And it basically has these conversations back and forth because, you know, you can easily have a bunch of people doing a bunch of work, but if someone's not managing them, is not able to decipher that information to, you know, put the output and has the management style, then they're literally just doing a bunch of random crazy stuff. And that's why some people actually don't like AI, because they're not using it correctly, and then they think it doesn't work, when in reality, they're just not prompting it correctly, right? And that's where like some of these new steps, you can start to add them yourselves inside of your stuff.
Yeah.
Another thing too that I did for you guys to know, because I think, what's his name gave it to me earlier today, Jerome actually sent it to me, and I was like, oh, one of the things that you could do is you can also take your conversations and then send them to someone so they could start from fresh with that conversation, or they could see how you got to what just Kai just did right now. So instead of you having to go put the prompt and everything, you could literally send a link to someone. When you're doing team GPTs, you could do it also, and then it'll take them directly into it where they can work on it, or it'll be inside their team GPTs also.
Yeah. And we have a question from Craig. Do you have an SOP as best practice to create an agent? The agent task prompt, what files to upload, knowledge base, etc. Yes. So the document that Jonathan has provided us is really, really good. I would recommend this as probably like the first document in the SOP, but SOPs are mostly for one specific task. So if you wanted to have like an SOP template, you could definitely have one. But it really depends on what task you're doing. So if you're doing something like marketing, you would have to have like the SOP would have to be just for marketing. It couldn't be for anything else really. But you could have a certain set of documents that you provide to the GPT, like this document right here. The mission alignment prompt, you could give this prompt to the agent as a part of the SOP.
Yeah, and to add on top of that, we do have a step-by-step process on like how to add the different type of knowledge bases, because what you do is you also put a knowledge base inside. For example, like with this prompt, guys, just to give you an idea on the things that you like to, let me actually take you behind the scenes real quick. Let me see. Can I share for a quick second, or Kai, and I'll come right back to you for a second. All right, let me share real quick, just to finish that one, and then I'll put it right back to you. All right, so let's go to. All right, so this is one that we made for the actual workshop and everything like that, guys, just to show you some of the documents that you're going to be putting inside. Let's see. Okay, so one of the things that I did, you could put these in a specific order and then ask it basically to rely on this information. So the tonality was basically all my broadcast messages and everything. So I asked it to ask this be the tonality and then the look and feel. Okay. Always reflect this one. This one's not perfect. I'm almost thinking too much ahead. I put the collective's brand guidelines inside here just to give you guys an idea. Okay, so the brand guidelines basically to make sure that if we're making any visual components that it follows through them, and I even added a bunch of the images. And actually, it does pretty decent job. In the future, it's going to be able, and this could be in the next 6 months, it could literally probably copy some of this stuff. Okay, so if you guys saw like This was like one of our pictures that we had of a superhuman. This was one of the carousels that we had, it starts to copy it. We have the scripts that we created for the actual document. So what I did is I created the originals using AI, but mostly my verbiage, and I put them inside there. And what you do, Craig, because you're ahead of us right now, which is great. Basically, you are going to want to put this stuff into the knowledge base, guys. Okay, so like after you do that prompt, guys, this is where you start to add context, and it gives the ability to do it. For example, also, most of the team, how many of you guys are looking for links? How often? Kai got it right away. I was like, how much time do people spend on before I could even finish the sentence? He's like, I know this one. And me and him have never talked about it, but people spend, Harvard study, 70% of time looking for information. Okay, how inefficient is that? So one of the things that I thought, I'm like, okay, my team continues. I continue to ask mayors and ask the team, hey, where's this link? Hey, where's this link? So I was like, you know what am I doing? So I created an actual list for all the links that we had, and I put it inside of that thing. So now the team can go in here and be like, hey, I need a link for members to be able to sign up. Hey, I need a link for people to sign up. Hey, where do we find our tickets? And boom, they can find it inside here, okay? So it gives you more context on that. Secondly, I have our collective membership portal. All that is inside here also to give people context on like what it is that the collective is. So the second one, and I'm going to pass it back over to Kai. This is an internal one. So this was a document that was intended for us. Okay. Now, if you guys are doing, for example, a retreat, let's say you have a campaign, a new company that you're building, and you want something to be front facing, the one thing that I would be doing is basically, I don't know if you can do it here. So if you go to this area on the top right, you have to be on desktop. What I would actually do is I would press duplicate GPT. Okay, the reason I love this is because it's as easy as just duplicating it. Okay, and why this is important to be able to duplicate the GPT, guys. I don't know if it's going to take a little bit to, okay. The reason that it's important to be able to duplicate it, okay, is that now you have the ability to take all the information that you had before, all the different knowledge base and everything that you had inside of it. And then now, for example, what's one thing that I definitely don't want to have inside there is probably the links, right? So you have to be careful that like the information that you had before, and you have to add the context and then add into the instructions. This one, so in this one, for example, I'm going to call this one to be transform your business, guide, okay? And then this one is going to be one for attendees of the events, okay? Then obviously you're gonna change the context all within it, and you're gonna change these questions. What's cool about the conversation starters is that this gives people, for example, what would be one that you would want people to do? So if you have one inside here, an easy question would be want to know about the event, and then maybe another one's like ready to buy a ticket now. I know that Jerome is working on right now. He's using it for Shoply. Shoply is one of the partners that we have at the collective and everything. That basically is an e-commerce, decentralized commerce platform. Let's say, for example, want to join, like pretend it's going to be Shoply, want to join Shoply now, or something like that. Want to learn more about Shoply, whatever it is, you give them these questions, and now you can put this front facing. Again, it goes further. I don't want to take you guys further into it, but this is just something that you could create on a go, on a whim, very quickly. And then over here, you go to create, okay? And then here, there's the different access points, right? So you can either put it into the GPT store. Only people with the link have access. Anyone with the collective, see, this is where the Team GPT part gets put into play. This is me sharing it only with my people inside of the Team GPTs, or anyone at the collective with the link itself. So theoretically, I don't even want other people to know about it or anything like that, and I can have them inside there, or I could do invite only. Okay, so those are the different areas that you could basically have those, okay? So I just wanted to give a context on that one really quick. I'll give it back to Kai on prompting.
Yeah, so I thought I'd allocate a couple of minutes here to really look at the anatomy of a good agent, because this anatomy is crucial And if this is not done correctly, then your agents will just give you really bad outputs that you didn't want, and it'll all just be a waste of time, really. So the first thing that you have in an agent is the system prompt. Okay, this is essentially the instructions for the specialized role that the agent is going to be doing. So if the agent is a marketer, you're going to say you are a marketer agent. You are posting. You're going to create a social media posts, et cetera, et cetera. And I'll show you how to. I'm going to show you how to like build these prompts autonomously, so you don't have to do them, because it would take a lot of time to manually make them. So that's the first. That's kind of like the first thing that you have in an agent. It specializes the agent for a specific task or function. It could be a marketer, it could be an accountant, it could be a product developer, UI, like that. It's just the role or profession that the agent is going to be doing. And then after that, then is when you would have the SOPs. So first I have to become the marketer for it to be a good marketer. So you have to first give it the system prompts. And then after the system prompt, then you can give it the SOPs, which are company-specific instructions that you would give to the agent. So essentially, like, first you make it a marketer, then you specialize the marketer to how you want to market your company. And then after that, that's the SOPs. Then finally, you would give it the main task. So the main task would be like, generate a social media post to promote our new product. And then that is when you would actually use it. And this is otherwise known as a zero-shot prompting. You're giving it, like you're just saying, like, generate this, do this. And so that's like the main entry point. So
basically very linear, right? Like it's extremely specific that you don't want it to maybe go too off kilter. So you're very specific with what it is. And actually in the SOP, guys, with this system that Kai just put in here, the SOP can literally be just the start is actually the prompt that we gave you guys before that literally shows everything about your company, because you don't want someone making a social media post that doesn't know who your company is. So that could go in the beginning of the SOP prompt.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. So we have that here, and I downloaded the PDF. So we're going to build a GPT really quick. I'm first going to generate the system prompt. So actually at Swarms, we've been needing help with a marketer. So we're going to go here, and then we're going to have ChatGPT build a system prompt to promote Swarms. So we're going to say, generate a system prompt for an agent to promote Swarms on, let's say, LinkedIn, to promote Swarms, or you can say swarms.ai, or your company name here. And you say, I want this, prompt needs to specialize this agent to generate really high quality LinkedIn posts that are educational, insightful, and enjoyable. We could also say, do not use hashtags, or you could say use hashtags, and don't use emojis. But most of your content, like if you use a lot of emojis and hashtags, LinkedIn, or actually every social media, will flag your content because AIs generate a lot of hashtags and emojis. So I most of the time I'll say, like, do not use hashtags, do not use emojis, and that way it's a little bit harder to detect if it's AI content, and your content will be bumped much higher in the algorithm. So we say this here: generate a system prompt for an agent to promote Swarms / your company on LinkedIn. This prompt needs to specialize the agent to generate really, really high quality posts that are educational, insightful, et cetera, et cetera. You can say something like, use the best possible combination of prompting strategies to create the best possible system prompt for this agent. And so I'll post this prompt below, so you can copy. So you can just copy and paste it if you want. And then we're going to take the document that we gave it earlier. So we say, let's see if it's this one. No, that's just the template. Okay, so this is the actual Swarms mission alignment prompt or SLP that Jonathan gave us. And now we can just give this prompt, this SLP to the agent, and it's going to make the system prompt. And then once we have the system prompts, then we can start building the GPT. So here it's gonna build the system prompt. Your task is to generate LinkedIn posts that effectively promote Swarms.ai by educating, inspiring, and engaging our audience on the transformative potential of AI-driven automation for businesses. So it gives it goals, style and tone, post structure, content guidelines, example topics, and etc. So we could also make this bigger. We can give it examples. So we could say give it more examples, give examples on how to guide the agent. So we can say something like here, say like give it more examples and make it multi-shot. So now that we have this, we can open up a new tab and we can start building the agent. So we go here.
Yeah, and here's some context. Here's some context while you pull that. Inside of that prompt that you guys have, that main prompt that we're showing you that Kai just uploaded, you can literally, when you create this GPT, you can just add a section that basically says like, hey, just like I showed you guys my broadcast channel, my broadcast messages, I basically I put it into one file, literally separated every single one. So it knows now my tonality, how I speak, the verbiage that I use. And that could be part of this SOP, what Kai is talking about right now. And then you download that one document inside of your knowledge base, okay? And then all you're gonna do in that prompt is put, hey, please reflect to my Instagram articles, let's say you call it Instagram articles, when we're writing any type of post for LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever it is. And that way it'll literally start to talk like you.
Yeah, so again, the more good data that you give your GPT's agents, the better it'll be. So we just made the system prompt here, and we can copy and paste this, or we can keep making it better and better. So here in the GPT builder, we're gonna start building it. To get to this, it's a little bit hard to get to. You just let's say you log in, right? You go to you scroll down on the left a little bit, and then you say explore GPTs. You might not see this if you're not a paid customer. So I keep that in mind. You might only see this page if you are a premium customer. So here you can say your company name, LinkedIn agent, right? And then you're gonna post this prompt here. We're gonna post the prompt. And then this is a system prompt. So the system prompt teaches the agent how to think for a specific function or role. After this is complete, then we can give it the SOP documents that Jonathan has shared with us. So here we could say upload files. Here we're going to say Swarms company guidelines or your specific guidelines. You just put that there, and yeah. That's now we have to give it a description. So now we can say generates high quality LinkedIn posts to educate people on Swarms and multi-agent tech. Or you could put your own product name there and what it does. So we could also have DALL-E make an image for the profile picture. And then you could give it tools.
You know what's cool too, Kai? One of the things that is pretty fun. I don't know if you guys have done this yet. It used to just like kind of start throwing out the logos and the avatars for you. But once you create your system prompts, you can actually tell it to, based on all the information that you have, create an avatar for me or create a picture for me. And then now that Swarms is now inside the system, in the GPT, in the knowledge base, which by the way, guys, that's a great way to do it. One of the things that I've done, and I don't know about you, Kai, but sometimes I've seen PDFs that don't work as perfectly. Actually, if you could do both the PDF and let's just say a Google Word file, a Microsoft Word file, depending what you're using to upload to, You do want to add one prompt inside of the instructions and say, like in the beginning, to always, before answering any question, always refer to this document. So basically, Kai would put on side this one, Swarms, refer always to the Swarms company overview document before answering questions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you see, adding that, guys, is important because like it actually works probably better that you put it inside. There's two ways you could do it. You could actually put it in the instructions, but I actually like that Kai actually put it into a document because this is another way to do it. And either you put it into a PDF or you put it into a Microsoft Word document. And then, but you have to put, okay, because remember, once you start putting all the knowledge base in there, you have to talk to it on like when to refer. Okay, for example, if I'm doing something design-wise, always reflect to my brand guidelines that I put into the knowledge base. So you want to start putting the instructions of how it's going to pull this information, why it should be pulling. You don't have to say why, but you just tell it just like he did. So put it, yeah, copy that inside. Perfect, Kai. Yeah, Kai, by the way, Kai's putting it into the chat too, guys, just so you know. And I did before the Zoom, I told it to copy all the things that are inside, all the text that is inside our actual chat. So we'll be able to share that with you guys too. But good job, Kai, putting it inside the chat for everyone. You guys could copy all that stuff.
Yeah. So there we have it. We already have, this is a pretty good GPT that we have here. We have the system prompts, which is the main instructions that customizes the agent for a specific profession or function. In this case, it's marketing and marketing posts for LinkedIn. Then the SOPs, you could give it more than one SOP. And again, the more documents that you give it, the more aligns that it is going to be on those documents. And especially if you say, refer to this document, just as Jonathan mentioned. And so the main task is actually when you use it. So now that we have everything, we have a nice little logo. I'm going to delete this because it's probably getting confused. But now that we have, we've created the GPT here, we have the instruction system prompt, and then we have the documents. Now we can go ahead and create this and start using it. I'll just go ahead and make this public. And you could actually have these within your own organization. So you can essentially make it private or just internal, given the case that so you can essentially make it private, like within your organization, or you can make it public. I've made all my GPTs public just for fun. But I guess there's something.
Dude, OpenAI might be, you guys are having issues with OpenAI. They might have you banned on there, brother.
Yeah, that could, yeah. We've developed some pretty, so we have like, okay, so that works, I guess. I put the link in the chat, so if you could try it out or let me know if it's working. But yeah, let's see what happens. Okay, so now we have the agent, and now we could say something like generate a LinkedIn post to promote. What was the name of this event?
Let's call it this was basically Transform Your Business with AI workshop. Transform Your Business with AI workshop.
I'm gonna make a couple of
Generate a LinkedIn post to promote your Transform Your Business workshop events with AI. Is there a link? Do you have like a link for this, just so we could like make a post?
See if it's still up. We should have had. Yeah, we have a website. Umair, what was the website that we had? Hold on, let me grab it right quick. Let me see.
So you can say like, so this is the main task that I was specifying earlier. This is like the main entry point into the app. Like when you're actually telling it to do something, it's one task. So here we can say generate a LinkedIn post to promote whatever. And then, or you could also do generate multiple LinkedIn posts to promote the Transform Your Business workshop event with AI. And then I'll run this now. But if you have a link, always put the links there so it knows what links, and it'll make the post with those links. So you see here, it's searching my knowledge, and then we're gonna get a response. So here it's
John, were you asking me about the link for the AI workshop?
Yeah, exactly. If you
It's
could,
/a-workshop.
AI workshop at the
Yeah,
collective.
AI dash. Yeah, the collective.xyz /AI-workshop.
I'll put it in the chat for you, Kai. AI workshop.
so we have a question.
Yeah, always like they're getting better too, guys, at just grabbing information from links. You know what I mean? So like even if you want to, just like what Kai was doing earlier, you could also pretend that you want to kind of funnel hack it. Let's say you already have a website or you've created a document with about us or Instagram posts or whatever. You could just say like, hey, help me create this main prompt. Here's the prompt, which we already gave you guys. And you could create it from there just by basically scraping information and everything like that, which is, you know, very much going to help you get to the next level faster if you don't want to input all the information on your own. Even though I do believe, okay, but for clarity, guys, this is not just AI here. This is like just best business practices. If you really want to lead an organization that is much bigger, you got to get clear on those first like vision, mission, values, principles, things like that is going to be huge. You know, and then the tonality, how do you want it to speak to people and stuff? Yeah.
Yeah. And we have a question here. Kai, do you recommend creating GPT for each part of the marketing pipeline? So let's say one for email, one for social media, or just one GPT for your business. I would totally recommend creating multiple GPTs for different functions. So like LinkedIn, you can make one agent just for LinkedIn. You can make another agent for Instagram. You can make another agent for email. Because all these different social medias have different types of speaking. For example, you're going to speak differently on LinkedIn than you speak on Instagram, and et cetera, et cetera. So the more specialized agents that there are, the better it is. Because if you have one agent that just generates social media posts for every social media, it's not going to have the same contextual understanding of that specific social media's spoken style. And just the style of how it's spoken. Like email is a little bit different than LinkedIn. Twitter is radically different from emails because emails are much longer than tweets on average. So I recommend specializing your agents for different functions as much as possible. One for LinkedIn, one for Instagram, one for Twitter, and then et cetera, et cetera. The more specialized these agents are, for a specific, like let's say LinkedIn or channel or something, especially within marketing, the better it's going to be. So, yeah, I definitely would recommend like creating multiple agents for different social media platforms, and then also like different divisions of like if you wanted to have your own accountant agent and you feed it like your bank statements and stuff like that. And you say like, you know, this is our like, if you wanted to do it for finance, you could specialize an agent just for a specific type of finance. So you could say you are a bank statement analyzer, or you are a bank, a cash flow statement analyzer. And then you just have to be more very specific. The more specific you are, the better it'll be.
One thing too, that I like to do, and it's not going to be as perfect, guys. So one of the things that I did, like when I want to put out a bunch of messaging, okay? So if you want to put a bunch of messaging out, I usually write up like, let's say an Instagram post, and I'm like, okay, I need to put it in my WhatsApp broadcast channel. I need to put it into the school community. We need to write an email about it and everything. So one of the things that we've done, and I think is important that you guys have these platforms, it won't be as specialized like as Kai is saying, but if you've already created the context of what each of these platforms needs to look like for you, for example, like, hey, let's make sure that the broadcast message is to people that are outside. This is how I literally do it, guys. I'm giving you guys exactly how we actually do it at the collective and such. I'll be like, hey, the broadcast channel is to people that are not part of the collective. And these are people that are probably part of the collective. Some of them are not part of it. Our announcements channel is only to collective members. Okay, so the messaging just by itself, when you put the instructions, will start to dictate this. We have our free school community. Most of these people are not part of the collective. Some of them are. Instagram post is my own Instagram channel. The email is going out to our entire list. So if you could literally give it that context, this actually goes back to Jerome. You were asking this question to me because you were trying to find, and I'd love for you to ask a question on this because I think that you were building it and you and I are going to go into it. You're an architect VIP, so we're literally going to be strategizing on how to do these things. But let's just say for a quick second, you're trying to create it for Shoply, right, Jerome? And then are you wanting only to go onto one platform or you're trying to get 30 days worth of content? So what I'm saying is, let's say you have 5 platforms. I have Facebook, Instagram, broadcast channel, school community, and email, okay? If you give it the context of what each one of these platforms, who is it going out to? Who are the people that it's going to? Secondly, how long does it need to be format-wise? Sometimes you can even ask it yourself to give it its own context. It just won't be as perfect. So Jerome, what was it that you were trying to accomplish with your GPT that you created last week, and then you're working on it right now for Shoply? Can you give us some context on that? What were you trying to get as an outcome? If you don't mind me putting you on an audio real quick, Jerome. Let's see.
Hey, had to unmute. How are you?
What's up, brother? What's going on?
How you doing, man?
Talk to us real quick.
Yeah, so we briefly talked about it before. And this is new to me, so I'm trying to figure it out. I imagine, though, that I would want to have specific ads to the different groups that we're looking for, whether it's someone that just wants to be the free affiliate and represent vendor products, or if it's the vendors themselves that you're wanting to be able to introduce the idea of the platform to and help them understand how all of our influencers and business builders and affiliates can help promote their specific products, whether it's physical or digital around the globe, or to address that network marketing type person that we want to get involved to help us build out a team. So there's different demographics that we're going after. And then I imagine it's going to want to be on at least Insta, Facebook, TikTok. I don't know what platforms, to be honest with you. I'm imagining all of them.
Okay. So here would be an easy way to do it in that fashion. So the way that Kai is saying is one of the ways that you're going to get the best results by having individual agents, because obviously you want them as specialized as possible, right? So pretend that you have a LinkedIn one, you have an Instagram one and everything. But because where Swarms is now, where we want to be, all these AIs are going to start connecting in different ways. I like to hack the process and then basically do it all at once. So I'm just going to show you guys an easy way to do this part because I know this is literally beneficial to everyone. Press 1 in the chat if you would love to know how to post on multiple channels or what it is that you need to do for a certain outcome for your business. Press 1 in the chat really quick if that would be beneficial to you to know all that. Okay, we got a whole bunch of people say 1. Okay, so I'm giving you the easy one, and then obviously we could then get into the actual prompting, but it's as easy as actually talking to the AI itself, right? So look, we're going into a brand new GPT, and let's say that we're actually going to create this for Jerome really quickly. Okay, so let's go ahead and go. So we have a platform, and by the way, usually how I do this, just to give you guys context, I'm just typing it right now. How I usually do this, I actually talk to my phone. Okay, so you guys think that I'm actually typing most of the time? No, I literally talk to my phone and I give it all the context. And here's the cool part about it. Until you're doing actual prompts, you don't have to actually, the words don't even have to be all correct. I never go back and check like for spell checking, grammar correction. I don't even do that. I just talk to it. Almost 99% of the time, it's spot on and it knows what I'm talking about. Now, once you get into actual prompting, and I know Kai is big on this one, you got to make sure the words are correct. All right, because it becomes a little bit like coding and you want to make sure that you're giving it the right information, right? So let's go to what Jerome is saying, right? So pretend that you have a business. Okay, imagine right now, I want you guys to go into what you're creating right now, okay? So, and I want you actually, if you want to do this, follow with me, and then let's create it for your campaign right now. Someone else spit me out a business or a campaign or something that you're trying to do so I could give a multitude of angles for you guys, and we do this live right now. Spit it out really quick, either text it in the chat, guys, like a campaign, a type of business, something that you would like to do it. What type of business do you have? What's the endeavor? What's the campaign? Is it for yourself? what is it? I'll say one for personal branding. Spit them in the chat though, if you guys can. So right now, Jerome has a business where he's working with Shoply, which is a decentralized e-commerce platform. And he's going to be wanting to get people into the ecosystem to help sell as affiliates the products and such. Simultaneously, let's say me, myself, I want to work on this for myself, guys. Okay, I want my own brand, which I am on Instagram. I have a broadcast channel. I have an email list. I have, Facebook, and I have LinkedIn or something like that. Okay. Andrew says he has event marketing. Okay. So let's give the context here. Event marketing, very similar in context because you want to be on different platforms, right? So first and foremost, having that first prompt that I gave you guys before makes this 100 times easier. And this is where you're going to put the context inside here. And you could have that prompt that I gave you guys previously. Okay, so if you have that prompt, you're going to have it. You could either put the instructions in here or how you guys saw that basically Kai put the knowledge base inside here. So literally you can have the knowledge base inside of this location here. And then you add it, okay, into the knowledge base, and then adding it into the knowledge base itself will give you the ability, okay, first and foremost, to refer back to who the company is, who the person is, who the event is, or whatever like that, okay? Then after that, we're going back to this area right here. So this can also be a prompt, but I'm just gonna show you, we're gonna chat with it to make it easier. So we have a decentralized e-com platform that will be selling and enrolling influencers and team builders into the ecosystem. First and foremost, it knows this information if you've already put in that prompt, okay, for clarity. I'm just gonna give you guys some context here into the ecosystem. Okay, we want to display all the info after, and you can just say after you check our prompt about our company. I want to deliver information to 5 platforms. Okay, so this is us just making it easier. You're going to do this in your own way. Like me personally, I like my messaging and my messages to be a certain way, but let's just say that you want to make it easier. So I want to do it on 5 platforms, and I need your help to create the template for each of these based off of the best common practices, okay? We're just making this a lot easier really quickly, guys, okay? So based on these, I want the following platforms. Okay, so one is going to be Instagram. Okay, Instagram, okay, to the public. So you put context like who is it going to the public, to public that knows nothing about the company. 2 is to my internal people in a broadcast channel, okay, broadcast channel that want to learn more. 3, email to a list of potential people that want to join. 4, and this is where it gets kind of cool. You could put like, you're like, you know what? How do I get out there a little bit more? I probably want to create a Facebook ad, right? So a Facebook ad that will run to the public that has never heard of the company. Okay, and then 5 is going to be, let's say, to a LinkedIn post, okay? So I'm asking it for help really quickly, guys, okay? And I'm gonna show you how we're gonna do this in a different location. A link in a post to people that follow me, but are not part of Shoply. Okay. So hopefully as context, I'm going to take you guys into a GPT that has this and you ask for it. This is basically going from zero context. So I want you to create a template on how we will write these up. Okay. And I'm actually going to copy this really quickly because I'm going to take it to another GPT. This is brand new if you're just creating one from scratch. Okay. And then I'm actually going to take it. I'm going to take one while we're working on that one. All right, so I'm going to take that same exact prompt. I'm going to now put it inside this one right here. Okay, so you see right here, it basically now starts giving you the context for each one of the platforms. Obviously, we haven't told it exactly how we want it to get written, whatever it is, but it's going to give us basically the context, which I'll share with you guys in a little bit, on what each one of these should be and everything like that. And then you can add basically each one of them how you want it. I would personally write the information. And if you do first and foremost, if you do what I like to do personally myself is, let's say that I would write the first copy, come up with the first copy and then be like, hey guys, what I would love to do next is to now create them for the different messaging. So now I just created basically 5 ways to do it without having to hop from one GPT to the other GPT and everything like that. I'll just share this one really quick with you guys here. Okay, then what we would say is like, once we start getting the context of what is necessary for each one of those platforms, let's say you start to actually write it up. And let's just say for each platform, just to give you an idea. So LinkedIn, I want it to be the following. Okay, so it's like to friends and people that are in my network, but aren't part of Shoply. Okay, so this would be LinkedIn. You would also say how many characters. Does anybody know how many characters it is on what's it called? So let's just say it's 300 characters or something like that. 300 characters max. Tone to be business-like. Okay, and then Instagram, let's say that it's going to be 1,000 characters long. Okay, as I'm writing these and everything like that, I'm going to ask for something very specific for it to do. So as I'm adding these, let's say this is to people that just follow me, email people that have opted in to my list, make it max 1,000 characters and leave space for possible pictures, right? I'm just doing it in essence, like in a shorter methodology, guys, just to give you an idea. What I'm going to ask it now, which is going to be one thing that you guys could do on your own. What's the other one that I said was to a Facebook ad, right? Facebook ad, okay. Make it have a call to action. Keep it short and sweet with a killer headline, which by the way, guys, like there's different ways in GPTs that you can use to basically get certain type of headlines and everything like that you can use, but I'm just giving it a short context. And what we're going to do now is that what I want you to do, okay, what I want you to do is to help me create the prompt to give me the ability to have one article or writing that I have, or the notion or information I provide to create articles for the following platforms. I want you to create the prompt to go into my GPT, okay? Boom. So, okay, we have those, we have Instagram. You're getting the point of it. Obviously, there's more information that each one of these needs. Let me see, characters. So I'm gonna put only like 70 characters for this one, et cetera, okay? So you're literally going to be asking the GPT to help you create the prompt for you so that you're able to basically have the prompt put into your GPT. That could be beneficial for you to be able to use it and such like that. Okay. All right. So as you see here, it's going to be adding basically, you see this is what's cool, guys. Okay. So look, audience goes in here. We didn't even have to tell it. Okay, we didn't even have to give it any of the information about what it is that I'm trying to get as an outcome. This is literally you just talking to him like, you know what, help me out here. I need a little bit of help to give me some context. So it's adding the audience, the tone, the goal. And you could go in here after. One of the things that I personally like to do. So when I'm writing like big articles, some of you guys see like that I've done big articles. We're writing scripts. We've written scripts both for like stuff that we do in the collective and for outside clients. Actually, some of the main, if anybody doesn't know this, some of the main videos of Shoply, those insane ones, some of them going viral and stuff, me and Umair actually created those. And guess how we did it? We were using basically prompts to create the entire thing for clarity. Okay, just to give you guys context. Jerome, you remember seeing those videos? They enrolled you enough that you got into Shoply. We created those literally all AI based, and it helped us basically get better and better. And then we use the human touch to do that. So see, now we have this entire thing right here. So basically to go into a prompt. So you can now do exactly what Kai did before, and we can now take this prompt, which I'll share this with you guys after. But now you guys can take this actual prompt, okay? And then one of the things that you can actually add is be like, hey, once I add it into, let's just say like a Google Word document or something like that, I can say like different platforms, templates for writing articles or anything, announcements and such. And then whenever you go back into it, let's say, for example, that I want to add that one into transform your business with AI. Let me see if I'm inside this one here. So I would literally have this one inside here. You would add it right below here. You would upload that file itself with a specific name. And then inside the instructions, you can literally have it say, for example, whenever talking about adding an email or articles for the different platforms, please reflect back to the articles. Sorry, what did I call it? Whatever you wanted to call it, but let's just say different platform templates, right? So let's pretend that we're going to call it the different platform templates. Now we actually have that one to add it as one of the platform templates and such. So if we go to Gmail real quick, I go ahead and I add basically, let's go to Google Gmail. Let's go to this one. Okay, so inside here, I'm just gonna go to the Word document. I'm gonna create a brand new one. Okay, so we're gonna call this, we're gonna call this one the different platform templates, okay? You wanna definitely make sure that you call it the right thing so it knows who to actually like reflect back on and such like that. So whenever you put it as the actual name itself, boom, you go, oh, let me go back in. Okay, and by the way, this is just, all we're doing is adding an SOP into place. Just to give you an idea, we're gonna download it into a Microsoft Word document. different templates. Okay, now I could go back. Okay, and then let's just say this one, the different platform ones, what am I gonna do? Boom, I have this one that I can now put into context, by the way. That basically I'm able to use all these things and everything, and now it's gonna know that I'm gonna reflect back to it and such. Okay, I'm gonna share this in the chat with you guys real quick. All right. All right, so Kai, did you have any more additions? I think maybe let me go through Team GPTs real quick, and then if you want to go ahead and take it from there, Kai. I'm gonna
sounds good.
maybe, yeah, let's do that, and then from there, I think we're gonna switch gears. Okay, so last, because I know that we're asking really quick about Team GPTs and such. Okay, so let's go to manage the workspace real quick. Okay. All right, so here we have some of our members with some of the stuff we have. So inside here, there's an area, if you go, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's over here where you can invite members and such. I think there's an area that basically says Team GPT. I know Sonia, you were asking that question. You go to an area that says Team GPT, you start to add it. Then you go to manage your workspace. Okay, here's the people that you have. You invite other people that'll be in the pending invites, et cetera, et cetera. Here's the actual GPTs itself for the platform and the team space that you're working on. Inside this area, guys, this is like, if you just want to work with 2 people, this is just fine. And honestly, anyone that has a business partner, or let's say a main partner in your business, literally using Team GPTs to me is like insanely important, okay? So as you've seen the Transform Your Business with AI workshop, you could basically change the different access that people have within here. Okay, so you can have people that can view the configuration. So for example, like if you want someone playing around with the GPT, you can tell them to view configuration. If you only want them to chat, you just put chat. If you don't want them in, obviously you take that out. And here goes your access point, right? So anyone that has a link can actually come inside this. Anyone at the collective with a link, meaning I could have it for the whole collective here. Anyone that has a link, they would basically have it there, and then obviously put it into the GPT store if you want. And that gives you the accessibility for anyone to be able to use any of these. Then basically from here, you can invite. You can only do invite only, or obviously you put the link, a brand new link. If you have a link whatsoever, that means that someone could join this one. So someone, if I'm not mistaken, anyone with a link could basically go inside that one. So you just have to be careful, because like if you have internal information, guys, you have to be very careful not to send too much information to the wrong people. Because if you do that, you're going to be in a lot of trouble, right? All right, so the groups and analytics. Okay, so groups and analytics, you have to literally be part of their enterprise plan. We're not part of the enterprise plan. I'm not even sure how it works, but that obviously is once you get a little bit bigger. And then just adding your members. So hopefully that at least solves that one. If you guys have 2 people in an organization, I always say 100%, like you should be using Team GPT. And that way you can share GPTs. You can actually build GPTs together. You can see company conversations. Like if we go back over here, there's a lot of the things that we have. For example, like if I made an AI workshop email draft integration, okay? So basically there's event announcements. Like you want your team to be able to, so hopefully that one helps. And I'm gonna share a couple of the links with you guys in the chat as Kai takes it away. Yeah.
We got a question from Jerome. Where did you click to add people to the team?
Yeah. Kai, you good?
Oh, hey, we got a question.
Oh yeah, my bad.
From Jerome.
Okay.
Where did you click to add people to the team?
Oh, here we go. Hold on. Let me go back in there really quick. Hold on. Okay. So if I'm not mistaken, see where it says invite members down here? Okay. So there should be another one because I'm already in Teams. I'm trying to think if there's another, there should be a link inside. It's either up there or, and then you're going to see a managed workspace, like either of those two. I remember it being over there. Obviously I'm inside of it right now. Let me see if there's a way to look at it from over here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is my other account and everything like that. Let me see what we have here. Okay, so go to add team workspace. This is where you do, and then basically it shows you, once you go from the personal level, which is plus, which a lot of you guys are on, you then move it to business and add the team workspace right there. That's how you did it. And that's how I did basically from that. We have a few different GPT accounts, but this one you just go ahead and add, and then all of a sudden you'll see it at the top here, and then boom, there's the collective. I can go in there and do all the things that are necessary inside there. Yeah, to give you an idea. Okay, so Kai, can you do us a favor? Because we're running out of time right now. Everyone's been really patient. Love you guys coming in here and like taking your Saturday to be with us. We're going to go through a few different things. I'm going to provide you guys some GPTs. I'm going to talk about the collective for those of you that don't know much about it. We're going to show you how me and Kai are working together with a few other people, but we're working together on how to help people become AI enhanced. Because remember, like this is only the beginning. And this is like us just starting at the foundational level to start building the architecture for us to be able to make more money, be more efficient, start AI enhancing our companies, our employees, our partners. You know, first it starts with ourselves, right? Like one of the big things is like, if we don't understand this architecture ourselves and how these things work at the base level, how do we give it to the team? How do we scale our company? How do we keep adding these components? So we're going to talk about that. And then I'm going to show you, I'm going to give you guys a couple of the GPTs. One of the GPTs I use almost like every single day. So Kai, what would you say are one or two of the most important components that people need to know right now when it comes to building their AI assistant? Is there any like words of wisdom that you want to leave really quickly before we get into going into the collective and how people are becoming AI enhanced and what we're doing with that? What would be important components? And if there's any extra questions, but we'll also answer and put a lot of questions at the end too, guys.
Yeah, let's ask ChatGPT this question.
Dude, great. Give it context. Give it context on what we're doing here.
That's I would say like ChatGPT, like LLMs now can answer most questions that you have. So if we say like, let's say, what are the two biggest principles in production grade real world prompting of LLMs? I think the first, like my personal opinion, the first principle is that AIs now can answer any question, especially if it's precise and clear, and if you provide enough feedback. So just as it mentions here now, you have to have effective prompts that are clear, direct, and unambiguous, and then you also have to minimize any potential for the model to misinterpret the user's intent. And so this happens quite a bit, and there's a couple of ways you could do that. You could have structured prompts. You could have super clear constraints. You can have output type constraints. So you can say like generate a post that is 100 words or even 5,000 words. We have GPTs and agents that will create like 5,000 word long blogs and technical guides and things like that. And so you just have to give it the constraints. And then you also have to provide a context. So you have to give it relevant information upfront to avoid confusion and to ensure that the model understands the edges of the task. You have to be just very specific and provide enough context so it can get what you want done. I've started to see like people on Twitter say like AI is useless, LLMs suck, and there will always be people like that. But those people, the reason why they are saying that is because they are not effective prompters and they don't know the essence of communicating with AIs. Communicating with AIs is also very similar with communicating with humans. In fact, it's almost like if you weren't talking to an AI, like imagine that you're not talking to an AI and you're talking with a human. That's essentially what it's like. LLMs can communicate in the same ways as humans can, and so you have to just be precise. You have to be direct, and you have to provide context. And then another important principle is iteratively refining prompts based on your outputs. So there is no like secret magical prompt secret sauce. It's really just feedback. You have to always be like iteratively optimizing your prompts to handle any edge cases and any discrepancies, as it mentions here. So you have to analyze outputs, identify discrepancies, failures, and then adjust the prompts, instruction prompts, system prompts, SOPs accordingly. And then you could also, give examples. So if you're trying to make a marketing agent or GPT and you wanted to do good posts, go to your, Instagram account and find the best posts. Like if you use Buffer, we use Buffer quite a bit. When we use Buffer, we can go to our analyze section here, or you can go to Instagram and then you could find your best posts. So you could find the best posts that are doing the best across each platform, and then you could give the GPT those posts. And then, or you could also maybe even automate the entire evaluation of this whole process. But yeah, it's almost always these two things. These two things are the key.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it. All right, I'm sharing with you guys. For some reason, that event one won't upload, so I'm going to send the prompts, and then I'll send you guys like the whole entire thing through email too, just to give you guys an idea of what that one is. And then one more here. All right, cool. All right, perfect. All right, so guys, is there any actual questions on the team GPTs and like how to share them and stuff like that? Did you guys have any questions on those? Let's go back over here. All right, cool. All right, let's go back over here. All right, so now I'm going to show you guys a video. Let's go back into slide deck mode. All right, so now you guys are getting a little bit of context why this is so important. Okay, so like there's a reason why myself is getting so obsessed, like even more so, like obviously, once you see the potential of what we can do and how this is literally going to make you so efficient at every level, we're only talking about right now, guys, this literally is level number, where is this right here? This is literally what we're talking about, guys, is AI Explorer level. And we're getting into slight strategy, like not even an actual strategist, to give you guys a context on like how far this actually goes and the difference, okay? So there's a great video. See if I can pull it up here. There's a really good video. All right. Here we go. All right. So I want you guys to listen to this because when I first heard it, it made so much sense because what Elon says here is literally what I thought before. And with all the new updates of what's been happening in the AI space, for example, Claude is letting you to take actions. Right now, Microsoft, which by the way, we have on board that's going to be helping us with a lot of our stuff, is actually one of the guys that works with Microsoft. They're autonomous co-pilots and everything like that too. Okay. And like me and Kai are going to get him into the swarm stuff. He's definitely like obviously into the GPTs, even though OpenAI is a theoretical competitor to Microsoft. He loves using OpenAI stuff. Okay. And he's going to be helping us with a bunch of stuff. And it's getting crazy. Microsoft just said that they are going to be launching their autonomous AI agents. And here's the thing. What Elon says right now is what my stark belief was, but literally in the last month, it's just revolutionary in nature what has been happening in the space. And this is my belief. And he's just going to say it real quick. So let's play this video for you guys real quick.
The companies that will succeed in this transition period will be the ones that most effectively use AI. So if you're doing something and making maximum use of AI and you're competing against someone who is not, you will win.
So he makes a really stark contrast and literally like, I just can't see how certain companies, for example, and I make this association and this metaphor often is that even just our designer, which by the way, like created all these things right here. So see those right there? You know how much that would have cost my company back in the days to create? These are literal agents that we created that are our own. These are not from any other companies or anything like that. People have some type of bots. They all really suck. Ours are pretty cool, I would say. I think ours look way better than the far majority of those little mini bots that you see out there. I don't know if you guys agree with me on it. I might be biased. You see all the pictures inside here? All these different pictures that were put in. Okay, right here, all this is AI based. Guys, you know how fast this was created? And there's people out there that are still not even using it to the degree that they can be, and they don't know the tools that you can use to basically get that stuff up and going, which is crazy as hell, okay? All right, so what I'm gonna do is for the people that don't know about the collective, I would say how many people are inside? So I'd say it's like a half and half to give you guys an idea. And one of the reasons that, we coordinated so well with what Kai was doing, with the different partners that we brought in. We're also partnered with that company called Shoply, decentralized commerce, backed by a billionaire. They took on 3 super vendors and partners of the entire company, which I think they did 7 figures on their first day of launch, backed by a billionaire called Terry LaCour. Why they brought us on to help them and everything like that, guys, is because they knew how important artificial intelligence was going to be. So we became the educators to Shoply, so that they could literally have the ability to know where it is that we're headed, all the great things that we're going to be able to do and everything like that. They were like really excited about giving the education to people. And now we're educating, I don't know where it is now, maybe like 10,000 of the vendors. And then later on, we're going to be putting our actual products into Shoply, and they knew how important it was. So anyways, one of the reasons that I decided to do the collective instead of, because I've had a lot of different endeavors, right? I've had over 30 companies, and I was thinking to myself, when I already knew AI was going to revolutionize everything to a high degree. And I was like, when ChatGPT actually came out, this was at the end of we're scaling inside the public company, our jewelry and e-commerce brand. We were running another company called Legion, which was a different community that some of you guys actually came from. We did a fork. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, dude, this is crazy. It was so crazy that I'm like, I'm literally going to I never take a month vacation. I literally took almost a month vacation in the Patagonian mountains to literally contemplate what would be the best way forward, because I do not want to miss this insane AI revolution. Here's the thing. I always wanted to get in AI. I just didn't know it was going to happen so fast. So in November 2022, when ChatGPT came out, I literally went to the Patagonian mountains with my family and everything like that. And I asked myself, I'm like, okay, I could build out technology. I love building out technology. We did Pitch Investors Live. We had Kevin Harrington involved. We did a bunch of cool stuff. I'm really good at e-commerce. I love the e-commerce stuff, but I don't think I want to do that. I'm like, I could build courses, but I'm like, man, things are going to move so fast. Do courses are they even relevant anymore? Like, courses are like literally just a course that was like 2-3 months ago is probably not relevant. So I thought to myself, I'm like, you know what? First of all, I love communities. Secondly, what if you had live learning? Just like you guys are doing right now. Like some of the stuff that we're even talking to you guys about and that we brought into Precision and everything like that is stuff that has just happened in the last few weeks. So even if you had a course that was like a month or 2 old, you probably wouldn't have a good time doing stuff without the feedback mechanisms, and you're just literally just learning by itself. That to me is like, it's not effective. So I was like, you know what? Live learning from people that are actually doing it. So because me and Kai are so in this that we're literally learning every single day as soon as a new update is up, including other members inside here. So if you guys don't know, also Elena has been doing a lot of stuff. She was the one that helped us, even though we had some technical difficulty. We apologize for the people that we had few technical difficulties on the live stream. And this is another reason why, because we had an issue on the live stream and because we didn't have sufficient time, this is why we did this bonus section for clarity. So it was a bonus for you guys for having those issues. But Elena, she's one that also was so obsessed, and she knew it herself, that she was like, okay, I need to get more involved in what's going on. And she created a newsletter that is super popular. She's one of our members, called Get Supercharged AI, right? And she was like she knew like this was the next phase and she knew what she had to do. So anyways, that led me to the conclusion that if I want to learn this at the highest levels possible, I need to get fully into the mix. And why not bring a bunch of entrepreneurs that could be like a hive mind as a swarm, let's call it a swarm of different, people that really understand this technology, don't understand this, no business side, maybe they have connections, whatever it is, everyone has some type of value. Let's bring these people together. Let's work together to build out an ecosystem. And that's what actually led to the name, The Collective. The name was actually not even supposed to be called The Collective. I don't know if you guys know that. I tried my hardest to not call it The Collective. And I was like, okay, what was it supposed to be? The Collective this, The Collective that, just so you know, it's not The Collective AI for clarity. Some people think it's the AI. We just do that because this is one of the portions of it. It's called The Collective. And the reason was because we're going to be like a hive mind. And The Collective at the moment is going through an insane evolution and an upgrade. Okay, one of the reasons we also teamed up with Upgrade and William Lamb and everything, those are partners of ours, is that humanity is getting upgraded. First of all, through technology. Secondly, consciously. So I was like, wow, okay, what do we do? What would be the best formula to help people in their success? And then for me, myself, okay, this is the side I'm like, okay, what can I get out of this? At the end of the day, is that I'm forced to learn more. Now I can learn from super smart people like Kai, okay? I can learn from Elena, I can learn from Umair, I can learn from a bunch of people that are learning these things at the highest degrees, or they're connecting with me and everything like that, okay? So I was like, okay, first, and this is where we show you who it is that we're going after, because we're also very specific. Like, we don't just want to bring on people that want to just make money. We don't want to make money. I 100% want to make more money, for clarity. Okay, this is why we're getting into the tech space and everything like that. But at the end of the day, it's like, I want to be around the visionaries, okay? Conscious leaders, as you guys heard my talk, those of you that missed it, basically, I'm a huge proponent of conscious leadership and people that believe in this new era and what it is, what we're here to do. One of the reasons that we coordinated so well with Kai is like, he believes this stuff needs to go to the public in a decentralized manner, you know, like he knows and he sees it, and he's very revolutionary in spirit, let's just say, with that too, right? So what do we want to do? Is like, we want to teach people. So we teach people through academies, through these workshops and stuff. We also empower them with the tools, the knowledge, and the people around them to help them, okay? Secondly, people want to build. So if you're building an actual product, okay, you also want to be able to build and connect. One of the members that we had, I'm trying to think of her name. Basically, she was, I don't know if Jerome or any of the members know, the one that helped make, I think she did $20,000 her first week. She did it with Jeff Hunter. What she did is she took his course, they translated it in artificial intelligence. She had a list and she translated it into French and she launched it. They made $20,000 in the first week. So to me, one of the biggest things that is so powerful, and one of the ways that I've been able to build a lot of my companies so quickly, is JVs. What do you think we're doing with Kai right now? This is a JV between the collective and Swarms, right? We're literally going to bring on a bunch of people into the Swarms. We're going to integrate Swarms into our system. So now we're giving spotlight to Swarms. He's getting his message and his technology out to the future, and out to the people that he needs to basically continue to scale his company. And he obviously loves basically talking about this stuff. And me and him, could go on for hours talking about all the AI stuff that's happening. So having JVs, guys, is literally how we've done $100,000 webinars, okay? How we've done multi-million-dollar campaigns has been with other people. Okay, let me repeat that again. Okay, so like, people don't realize that there's someone in your space. So imagine having 150 people that are dedicated, not just to, let's just say AI stuff, but they're dedicated to their businesses. Some of them are affiliates, some of them are marketers, some of them are a bunch of different things that they help you basically get to that next level. That's what I'm talking about there. So anyways, we help build and connect. And then thirdly, is elevate and scale. Because what do you do once you do have that product, once you do have that company, your personal brand, you have a campaign that you want to go to, how do you scale it to the next level? How do you become more efficient? The community can help and guide you guys in that direction, right? So I like to say it, that I came from the future with a map, right? Like, I like to say that because of my knowing of history helps me see what's going to happen. And if you guys saw before, I showed you guys how I was talking about Bitcoin. I was talking about NFTs on stages 2-3 years before they blew up. They will be guiding the architecture of our world. And now obviously artificial intelligence is one of the things. So we do on a weekly basis, we do academies that help you become better at what you do, help you learn how to use Midjourney. Okay, the guy on the left-hand side, he's one of our members. He's literally one of the most insane hackers, which, by the way, Kai, you need to meet Javier, dude. Literally a freaking beast. Like, if you ever need like problem resolution stuff, literally, he's one of the most active members in our community, and he's literally one of the smartest guys on the planet. I think he reads like a book every 2 days or every day. I think he reads a book a day or something like that. He's one of the guys that's completely wanting to help and support people. And he basically comes and teaches. Jeff Hunter on the right side, you know, not only did we make money together, I think we made like 30-40 grand together on JV opportunities together with the collective. He also closed a $150,000 deal with one of our other members, basically Elizabeth from Agora. Okay, so he met her in the community. He made close $150,000 deal. The guy in the middle, he's a e-com beast, has a company, and he's literally he's doing marketing campaigns. This is one of the academies on the back. He has a campaign that looks like $100,000 photo shoot and crazy campaign, everything through Midjourney. Everything through Midjourney. And he's literally doing that right now, which is crazy. So anyways, we have countless, I don't know how many videos we have now. Probably we're up to like 35, 40, maybe more than that now, of different videos of, how to build your team, a Class A team through AI. It's also very business-esque. So if you guys are building a business, have a campaign, you can literally rely on some of these, So for example, I have a lot of books that I've never written. That I've never read. And what I actually do sometimes is when it's ready, when it's go time for something that I'm trying to create, like the linchpin was basically one of Brunson's books. Once I was ready to build out community and stuff like that, I had to figure out, okay, what is it that I do in this process? Oh, let me refer back to it. Literally the back end has all that stuff for you. One part that I think a lot of people get a lot of value, and there's a lot of people that just love watching and listening, even if they don't know any of this stuff, is our WhatsApp chat. And what's cool about it is that we actually have an area in there on GPTs, how to build out your stuff. We have tech tools. We have investments, opportunities. So if you're trying to find a job, let's say you're trying to hire someone, there's an area for that. If you want to learn about technology, just ask a question. Want to know marketing? Literally, we have some of the best marketers on the planet. One of the guys is, he was our old partner, Stephen Georgi. He's done $2 billion in sales, considered one of the best copywriters. Like, these are the type of people that we have actually brought into our ecosystem because, first of all, they believe in the messaging. They know AI is very important. There's obviously a bigger picture than just the AI side, which is the conscious leadership, right? We do a lot of in-person meetings. As you guys saw, a lot of you guys I got to meet, which was amazing for the first time. Some of you guys I got to see you. I've seen you guys for a long time. We do in-person meetups, literally from just a regular workshop to crazy, insane masterminds. The one, if you see up here on the top left-hand side, we went to Vegas in a jet, which is a little crazy. We had a really cool mastermind right below it, a guy named Greg Reed, the guy that wrote the book 3 Feet from Gold. He was there. So we for some reason we attract really amazing people, and it's also because there's a bigger picture at bay, and that's why we started attracting all these cool people. We also do like high caliber masterminds. This is Grant Cardone. I'll play only like 10 seconds, but Grant Cardone was literally speaking at one of our events. Whether you like him or not, he's very political these days. He basically was one of the speakers at one of our events.
Everything I want, somebody else has it. Everything you want, somebody else has it.
So what he said is like really cool, because like if you hear for a quick second, everyone in your like you're probably a couple degrees away from getting exactly what it is that you want. So if you have a group of people that are in the same time space and that want to accomplish similar things, why not work together with them? Okay, like we also have like, let's see if Biden is still in here. So I think Biden is still in here. So Biden and his partner, we have a partnership going right now. We're building out an app. They actually started off as members. They came to our Tulum mastermind. They liked it so much, they ended up joining. Now we're literally building an app together, which is super amazing, right? Like, who would have thought? Like, now we're literally building out an AI app. And that was something that we didn't think like was possible at the level that we wanted to do it, an actual public company. And then we're gonna be talking. I've already spoken to Kai. I connected you also to Prerec, right? From InfoLogic. I mean, from Sigma Logic. I think I connected you, right? Yeah. So like they could be working together in the future. And now it's just a connection by being part of the group. So anyways, we've been architecting something, because like after us doing this for a pretty long time, generally speaking, in the business world, and then obviously we spent hundreds of thousands of dollars figuring this out. We're like, okay, what would be the most beneficial for members and people that need to learn AI? And theoretically, that is something very simple. And I like to call it becoming AI enhanced. Okay, I use that terminology, and only until now that I felt comfortable enough that we can help people get like crazy good results. And I was talking to Kai about it. I was like, dude, I'm about to upgrade our memberships, our founding members, Architect VIP, and I'd love for Swarms and yourself to get involved. And he's like, dude, hell yeah. So they've been developing something like super cool, which I'm going to allow Kai to go through in a second after I take you guys through it to tell you what they've been developing with Swarms, which is cool. But what is it to become AI enhanced? Like, what does it even mean? So here's the cool thing. You can either become, I personally, I'm very AI enhanced, but I know I could be better. But my efficiency is 300 to 500%. okay? I'm able to create things so quickly, like without any team members for a lot of stuff. So it's like, holy smokes, if I could do that, I teach my team how to do these things, and you have an entire team 300 to 500% more efficient. Let's just say you're just 50% more efficient. Let's just say, okay, which to me is pretty easy to get to. You literally are now running, and you're making things happen in a very short period of time, or you're going to be competing against someone like myself that you're not going to be able to compete with. Okay, so we're literally now pushing the boundaries of AI agents, assistants, automation, time hacking, and what I like to call the business strategies of the future. Okay, so for the founding level membership, for those of you that don't know, we have a bunch of our founding members on here right now. Let me see if Brooke is still in here. I know Brooke had to run before. Brooke was a member. She came to one of our events. She ended up going, she renewed, and she's now like, she's getting a little, I like, because she's getting a little obsessed with the whole notion about the AI agents. Like, she's now seeing it finally. She's seeing it to that point where it's like, she needs to get involved in it. She actually just left. I wish she was here so she could talk about this, but basically she just left her corporate job and she wants to go all in with the AI stuff. You know, like, that's how much she was like, holy smokes, this change is coming so drastically, so swiftly, I have to go on there. So we created a protocol, right? So what we added for the members that are here already, this is an addition, and this is something that we've now added once we've got enough data, we've seen what works. We work with clients also outside of the collective, which I'm not always a person that likes to even work with people outside. I'd rather just build them inside of the community. And this is why these systems are coming into play. So we have an automated way for people to get actual results. So we created a 5-step system, and we're also adding Kai Swarms into the mix, which he's going to explain. Okay, so we're also adding a system that takes you step by step, and it's a self-guided system to help you become enhanced, AI enhanced. And by the time you're done, it's kind of like a certificate. Whether we're going to make certificates or not, we're not 100% sure. But by the time you're done, you literally will be 50% to 100% more efficient. Again, some industries are different, so some of you guys may get smaller results, but we've seen results from some people 300, 500, and if pretend you're a copywriter, you may be looking at 1,000, 2,000% more efficient. Okay, obviously I can't say how much you would be, because it would be how much you could get yourself into the AI enhancements, but it's really awesome. Okay. Second thing that we've been building, we already built 80% of it, and we put it on pause because we needed some higher level people. I was going to talk to Kai about this, and we already have 2 other amazing speakers that are adding some of the more advanced stuff into this actual course, which is basically supercharge your business with AI, which is freaking cool. Now you see all our little AI agents, guys. That was created with iterations in artificial intelligence, and those are ones that you can't see. Look at the detail that we put into those. Okay, one of them is holding brushes, paint brushes. Okay, one of them is holding a calculator. Okay, one of them is holding a world. Kai, you're laughing at that one, right? You like?
They're super cute. I like them.
Dude, aren't they cute? Aren't they cute? These are super custom. Back in the days, you either had to copy someone or whatever, and we actually created these custom. And these became like our little mascots, which we'll probably end up animating and everything, especially with the use of how you can actually animate these. And just guys, for clarity too, in the last 2 weeks, the pictures to animation stuff is insane. Like, we're going to be making commercials, guys, with just text prompting. So those of you that wish you could have that like Hollywood-like or that crazy animation, that's literally happening right now as we speak. And it's getting easy enough that we could just send the prompts, adjust it a little bit and have our own videos. Okay, so we're going to be backing this by real training and by real experts inside. Okay, and someone like myself that actually knows the business world. Okay, 30 companies later, 70 million in my own companies, accountable for hundreds of millions online, 10 billion views on the internet. I might know a little bit of something that I'm talking about. And here's the thing, since I'm not doing personal consulting, people that come into the community, they literally basically get personal consulting, because I like to make sure that everyone is being helped. Okay, so I talked to Kai about this. I talked to our buddy Pav. Pav is the guy from Microsoft working on the actual Copilot autonomous, not the autonomous agents. He's working on the Copilot agents, AI agents within Microsoft right now as we speak. He's the guy that's actually doing that. He's going to want to come on these. So basically, we're going to do actual sessions just like we saw last week, just like you saw the ones we did now. And why did we do this, right? So first and foremost, things are changing so quickly that you have to keep up to date, because first of all, in the next 2 months, we're about to see the most insane agents come out. Okay, so Google just came out with they're coming out with their new agent called Jarvis. Okay, like the Tony Stark movies and stuff like that. Okay, he's literally coming out with that as we speak right now. Okay, they're coming out with it. OpenAI is about to make their new introduction as we speak. On I think it was, I don't know if it was November 22nd. Okay, so we're looking at basically the end of the month or December. You know, some people are basically saying it might take a little bit longer. That these are action-based agents. Okay, so when action-based agents, that we go back to the conversation of Eric Schmidt, where it's like we'll see an impact in the world that we've never seen before. This is what we're talking about. Okay, it's crazy. So we want to keep everyone ahead of the curve and actually build out and have these sessions continuously so that you can continue to build, you can iterate. One of the questions that Brooke was actually asking me before, she's like, hey, can we gate these and can we make money with these? And I was like, absolutely, you'll be able to do that. You can gate them. Obviously, that takes more effort and everything, and we teach that stuff. All right, so Kai, I don't know if you're gone at the moment. And if I skip you, because I know your camera's off, but I was going to see about you talking about, oh, he's back. He's back.
I'm always here.
All right. So Kai, me and Kai, I was like, dude, I want to give away something. Anyone that comes into our founding members, and then obviously architects and the higher levels, but at the very least, this is one of our base foundational levels. I'm like, I want you to give something away that's super insane, and how can we help them? Which led us to the conversation of doing actual workshops too, because it won't be just about these GPTs. We're going to be talking about all the different type of AI assistants, including the swarm stuff. So Kai, talk to us really quick about what these 3 months include. Like, what is this software? Where is it you're headed? Tell them how fast Swarms is growing, the type of AI agents that you guys are doing. And then we're literally, the collective is going to be working together. So give some context a little bit about it and how we decided to do this crazy giveaway for anyone that ends up joining. This actually, people that join now, we might only do 1 month free for members in the future, but anyone that joins today or in the next few days, they will literally get 3 months of Swarms for free. Tell them what this is and why this will be a game changer for people's businesses and such.
Of course. So up to now, Swarms has mostly been a pretty technical framework. But in recent months, we've been developing a no-code drag and drop interface. Where you can build your swarm on a canvas, drag and drop, and all you have to do is just build the agents, and pretty soon you won't even have to do that. You just say what type of agent you want, what are the inputs, what are the outputs, and then we'll have another agent build those agents for you. So this is our no-code drag and drop user interface. Do
you want to share? You want to share? Or?
Oh, am I sharing?
Yeah, no, I was sharing, so I just stopped sharing. Now you're sharing. You're good.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah. So this is our no-code drag and drop user interface. Once you come in here, you can start adding your agents onto the canvas through here. So you could say something like, let's say LinkedIn marketer agent, and then you take your prompts. You could take your prompts. You could choose what model you want. You could choose GPT-4, Claude, any model you want. Claude and GPT-4 are really good. GPT-4 Turbo's pretty cheap, so we'll probably have like another view to see which one is best for a use case. And then here you can give it the prompt. So we can go back to the agent that we made before, and then we could just take that prompt for simplicity. Let's see, where is it? So this is kind of like a very simple to use like a swarm management system. So here you can build, you can start placing all your agents in one place, and then you can essentially run all of them at the same time. So you can go here, you can say something like generates LinkedIn posts for swarms. And then you could be more specific. You give it like the actual system prompt here. I'm not gonna say too much for simplicity. And then let's say you can add a bunch of agents. You add your agents, and then now you have your swarm, and you can customize them. You can edit them, and yeah, you just basically you build your agents, and then you can run them. So we have different ways of running them. We have different architectures, and the architectures basically signify how many of them will activate at a certain point in time. So if you say concurrent, all of them will activate. So here we can say generate a post to promote Swarms .ai partnership with the collective. And then we're going to run that, and then all the agents are going to essentially run at the same time. And so this way, it's a very simple to use interface to manage multiple agents, and then you'll be able to see all the different outputs from all the agents all at once. And so,
Yeah. And what's cool about this too is that we're going to show you guys exactly how to do it and like simplify it step by step. So it's like you'll be able to get these results like easier and start learning how to put an architecture in that like could be crazy beneficial to get you to start doing so many things, especially as these new updates start happening. They're going to continue to get updated. Obviously, OpenAI is, and we're going to put all that stuff together to start building architecture for everyone's business and themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so you could take the prompts that you made with GPTs on OpenAI and just put them here. Hopefully soon we'll have an integration so that you could port over all your GPTs, and you could use them within the Swarm platform here. And so, yeah, you could basically make it like your own your own Swarm team for marketing, another team for finance, another team for legal. Like we have one Swarm that has a bunch of smaller swarms for all these different divisions: marketing, finance, accounting. And then every time we want to analyze a bank statement, like every monthly bank statement for us, we give that swarm the bank statement, and then that will essentially like determine how the other swarms will act. And then those constraints go into the marketing agents, and then the whole swarm is connected. So we're starting to get to the point where with this platform, if used correctly, you could start automating components of your organization: marketing, finance, accounting, legal, even product development. So I was briefly mentioning in the chat this platform. So this platform, CreateNow.xyz, was, well, we essentially told a swarm of agents to build this from scratch to help you generate images, to help you generate audio, even generate videos all at the same time, all in one simple to use platform. So this whole app was generated by a bunch of agents. We barely touched this. And I'll show you now. So the Jonathan mentioned the background and all the things were AI generated. You could generate stuff like that in this platform very easily for free for now. So you could say something like generate a presentation background with a swarm of cute little agents with objects in their hands. And then you take this prompt, and then you could have another agent optimize this prompt. So you don't have to optimize the prompt. You could be a little bit vague. And so it optimized the prompt, and then now we can generate images. Or we could even generate music. You could generate music all at the same time, and then, yeah, you could download them, or you could say generate a melody for...
And Kai, how many agents do you guys have now? Like, how many agents do you guys have? And then you will also be able to provide actual templates of agents. So it's not like you guys have to create them. There's a bunch of templates that have been created. Not only will you be getting them from us, but also from you guys, right? Like you have a bunch of templates for the different agents that you guys have.
Yeah, we're starting to make templates, especially with the drag and drop system. So you'll be able to have like a marketing template. All you have to do really is give it some context on your organization or your company, and then it'll autonomously like adapt each agent for your company. So we have other agents that will adapt each agent for the documents that you give it. So you don't have to update all the prompts. So Swarms right now is really the only framework that can provide like large scale prompt alignment for multiple agents. So when you have more agents, prompting becomes an issue. But if you can automate that process effectively, which we're the only people in the world right now that can do, you can have a fully aligned and a really effective swarm of agents that can do essentially precisely what you want them to do. And for that, to do that at scale, we leverage a lot of automated prompt engineering. We were actually the first people ever to automate prompts for multiple agents. And so this system, when you give it a prompt, you can choose, automate this prompt, make this prompt better. And so you don't necessarily need to do all of that because it would take a lot of time. Let's say let's say you want to build 5 agents. If you're like a really, really good prompt engineer and you wanted a really good prompt for that agent, it would take approximately more than 20 minutes for each agent to make good prompts for that agent. It takes on average 20 minutes to make a good prompt, if not more. If it's a super, super complex task, it would be much more than that. So this is one of our Swarm architectures. You could run all the agents concurrently. You can run them sequentially, where sequentially it's like I do my work, then I give it to you, and then you pass it off to somewhere else. And so all these agents will then work sequentially. Only one of them will be working at a time. Then they'll pass their work to the next one. And then we're gonna be adding more and more Swarm architectures here. But with these 3, you could start building fully automated divisions of an organization. Like you could have 50 agents for marketing. You could have 20 agents for finance, and you could have like 30 agents for your legal department. And you could have like
I was even one of the ones that I was very interested in was basically a sales department. So like people are not realizing the amount of people that are starting to use setters as agents, both on the phone, okay, and then both actually texting and such. You'd be surprised how many of these are actually like agents that are working on behalf of the company. And then as the second phase is like the closers, they can actually be agents. And then imagine one that has the database of NLP, Grant Cardone, the Wolf of Wall Street, whoever the hell else you want to have in there, and they're actually closing people. So we're literally like, imagine you yourself want to make sales in a company, you're into sales, every single person's into sales. Like we're literally creating architectures to help you do that. And imagine you no longer have to pretend you're a small company. Let's say that you're selling that retreat, say you're selling that e-commerce product. Let's say that you're selling some type of service, whatever it is. Imagine that you had all these different agents that are actually doing the work for you, and you're just basically managing them. That's what's going to happen. That's already starting to happen within some companies, but it's literally going to become very prevalent. So those that take advantage of it sooner are literally going to be at an unfair advantage versus their competition, right? They're literally going to be doing it. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, 100%. And I honestly think that we have the ability now to have agents call people through the Python backend. But in the drag and drop UI, you'll simply be able to say, you go here, and then you go here and you'll be able to say, call, like you could give it tools. And then you say tools, you could put a phone call. And then within this phone call, then it could actually call you. So if you say, call this number or call everybody in the spreadsheet CSV file, it'll call everybody. And then you could have like a real-time, a salesperson or sales agents working on your behalf. So yeah, that's just
been crazy.
Yeah, so this is still pretty new. There's still a lot of work to be done. It is functional now, and it is pretty good. Especially if you know how to prompt. If you could prompt this correctly, it's amazing. So you can get started with this at swarms.world/drag and drop right now.
Yeah.
And then we have
the crazy part about it is that like that architecture will continue to grow and all the potential automations. And that's why we're like, okay, let's go ahead and add the component, because we'll be creating like GPTs and the instructions and everything that is needed to do things front facing. And then we'll have as like basically a high level accelerator, some of the swarms, which you guys will get free access, and then get access to, us to be able to help you push that. Build it, be able to put it into your company, and then start creating that marketing department, accounting department, legal department, sales department. Even if you have a small company, you can have a sales team. If you're one person, you can have a team now that is helping you a multitude of stuff. So a one-person team can now act like, I wish I had a video of the one that Sam Altman was basically talking about, but basically that there's a bet in Silicon Valley right now that one-person team in the next year is going to have $1 billion company. Okay, this is how that's going to happen. Like you're going to need to have the architecture, the infrastructure, and the right tools in order to be able to accomplish that. And obviously knowing the right people and everything like that. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got
All
a
right.
question. What about the knowledge base of the swarm / each agent? So something very interesting in swarm management. It's essentially like managing humans. So if you manage humans now, you essentially like you need to have an open like Google Doc, Google Drive. So something with swarms is that once you have multiple agents, you can give them all alignment documents, like the document that Jonathan has given us, to align all the agents to a shared principles or even constraints or rules. So if you give those agents the rules or the values of the team, then you can align all of them at the same time, while each agent is still specialized for a specific function. They could be marketing, they could be sales. Like each agent could be different, but you can give them all the same documents, so they all are essentially aligned as well.
Yeah, perfect. All right, cool. So give them one last value add and I'll take back over. So tell them like, what is like the benefit of being able to, especially if some people here don't know how to use the swarm architecture, what is it that you guys are doing to make it so simple so that anybody could use these, and hence why this was created? Because before, guys, this was something that you probably had to be a programmer and everything like that. So this whole architecture, especially called drag and drop, is to make it so simple that you guys could start creating these different agent systems, which I wish I had longer time to do the presentation. I have another presentation on this, but having an architecture of AI agents when 99.999% of people are just working with single bots. Imagine being one of the on the frontiers when it's gonna be moving like this, to have these agents. So what was it that you guys created to make this like so simple, Kai? And then I'm gonna take it back over.
What was that? Could you say it again? I've been answering some
Yeah,
questions.
what was the intention with this easier way of doing the drag and drop in this new UI? Like how did you simplify it so that anyone can use it? Like why'd you guys do that, and like what's the benefit?
Yeah. So, like I said, most of Swarms has been a primarily technical framework. Like Swarm started in the beginning for developers, but just with the sheer crushing and suffocating demand of people, like people have been asking us for an easy interface to be able to build a Swarm for almost like 2 years now. And so this is the realization of swarms and thousands of iterations of managing multi-agent systems. We want to make a platform so simple that you can basically spin up 50 agents, 100 agents for marketing, legal, finance, any internal operations to help you save money, time, and even help you make more money by embedding AI into your product.
Yeah, hell yeah. I love it. All right, so let me share my screen. I don't know. I think you have to unshare.
Yep.
All right. Cool. All right. So basically, that's what I did with Kai, where I'm like, okay, let's add something that is like kind of crazy, and like push the envelope. And like, obviously, people are going to need some support. Hence, why I think it's important that we're adding the component of doing the monthly workshops. Not just to do the Swarm stuff, obviously his entire ecosystems, how to do it, how to pay gate, how to be able to create one for your company, some type of process, but then also elevating it to that next degree with being able to use the swarms and everything like that, right? And as you guys saw, we got lucky enough to be, those of you that missed it, we got lucky as hell that we had, for some reason, is the energy, Damon John and the mayor. Believe it or not, guys, I got a text. Let me see if I show it to you guys, because you guys probably wouldn't believe me. So I got a text from the freaking mayor that he wants to come back. So he literally, we're going to be chatting with his, we got his phone number, and then the mayor himself literally texted me that he wants to come back to the next event. I guess he wants to speak on some subject or whatever it is. He literally hit me up direct. Let me show you real quick, because it doesn't even sound like real, and it is actually him. So let's see if you can see it. So let's see if you can see that, where it says, would love to come back. So it's Francis Suarez. Look, Francis Suarez, he's like, would love to come back and do a session with that group. So for some reason, we attract some of the best, right? Like there's a reason why also we're working with Swarms. Swarms was like one of the companies that first started doing these architectures. And I became so obsessed with multi-agent approach because there's other companies that are doing it, blah, blah, blah. A lot of them are basically very similar to like Microsoft and want to commercialize it, only give it to the public, and then I came across Kai and I'm like, boom. So we're attracting literally amazing people because of the endeavor that we're at. So anyways, what we're going to do, those of you that don't know how the collective starts off, we have a monthly membership that's $247. So those of you that like are kind of afraid to step too far into this, want to see what's going on, there's a few people that have already entered. Basically, it's $247 a month. This is we're now starting finally. So anyone that purchases now and today, which I'm going to show you a different option that you can have that's actually more beneficial than this one, you'll be able to get the Swarms. Anyone that's also here right now, and you guys are part of the founding members, just because you came in, you guys are also going to get access to the 3 months. Just for clarity, so you guys don't think like, oh man, I should have gone in after. No, you guys are cool with that too. You're able to do that. So just take a quick picture if you guys can. Take a picture. We'll send out an email and then take that one there. But the other part that we're adding is anyone that came into the workshop, we do a year membership, which me and Kai are going to talk a little bit more like what we could do for some of like the members that are staying a little bit longer, have longer memberships, whatever. Architects also, I'll teach you guys what those look like. But you get 3 months for free if you get a year, and anyone that came in, you can use your actual ticket price as a deposit. Okay, that's what we do with a lot of our stuff. And when we have masterminds, we allow someone to buy a ticket, and then they can go ahead and grab it into something else and everything like that, which is really cool. So anyone that wants to get into that, guys, or you just have questions and you want to have that spot, because again, this that where we're doing the free Swarms, it's only gonna be now in the next like 3 days or something. Okay, so if you want, take a picture of this. Let me actually send a link inside here for you guys. So this is basically gonna give you guys the access to get in the spot to be able to grab this. So I'm gonna go ahead and share that with you guys in the chat. This allows you the ability, and if you just have questions, okay, so some of you guys just have questions about what it is that we're actually doing. You have some questions on like how you basically can take things to the next level, or you just want to learn how you can actually implement this stuff, because some people don't even know, right? Some people have no idea, like, okay, me, myself, if I'm starting a campaign, let's say I'm running an event, let's say I have a new business venture, I'm working for a company, how can I use it? Fill this out. We'll take care of you guys. It'll basically, even if anything, is kind of like a free consult to give you guys the notion of what is needed, and we will fill your spot in, or you'll hold your spot to be able to come in. So that's that one. Then for those of you guys that want to go to the next level, Jerome is actually one of them, is the architect level. Okay, so we call this the architect VIP because this is basically people that want to get a done with you service. So what you just saw right now is a service that allows you to do it yourself. It's kind of like self-guided, right? So like if you guys know in the marketing world, basically you have 3 different levels. You have the self-guided system, you have the done with you. So you get the support hands-on, the hands holding and everything. And then you have it done for you. And usually, obviously, depending on what level you come in, they're more expensive. They're helping you out to a higher degree. That's what the architect level is. And we have something, this is the other level of it, which is becoming AI enhanced. And we have now an enhancement protocol. The other part that's really cool about this one, just to give you guys context, what we're doing and like where it is that we're heading. When we've put out some proposals for companies to do the same thing, where we basically do an audit, strategy session, and implementation session, we've quoted companies between $20,000 to $180,000 for these systems. Obviously, there's more points inside of it, whatever. And I was like, okay, how do we actually like help these people to a higher degree? And then I want to turn this into an AI assistant. So in the very beginning stages, me, Kai, and Pav that works with Microsoft, we're actually going to be helping people build out their architecture, see where you're at in your business. Okay, so literally, where are you right now? What is it that you're trying to create? What are the gaps? How do you become AI enhanced? We figure all that stuff out for you and with you to help you figure out, okay, what's the strategy and what's your outcome that you're trying to get? So the cool thing about it and this enhancement strategy, as we like to call it, and it's a new protocol that we've created, is that it's not just about learning the AI stuff. We also have the background in the business world to help you guys out. So we have myself that has already had a bunch of startups, some very successful, had some crash and burn. So I know what not to do, what to do and what not to do. And then we have some of the crazy technology and even people from the corporate world that can help support and guide you in a way that most companies just can't do at the moment. The audit is basically deep diving. So how many of you guys know that you don't know everything? Right? Like there's so many people that they know for a fact that they don't know sufficient enough to go places. So that's why we do. Look at Guillermo puts number one. Put one in the chat. He already goes ahead and does that. But most people don't know where to even start. And that's one of the things after working in this space now, like we basically started the collective like over a year ago, but obviously got super obsessed. Probably, I think, about a year prior, you know, when GP2 even came out, I was like pretty obsessed with it when I worked for the Secretary of Defense of Mexico. In 2012, they were working AI stuff. I think Kai was working on AI stuff when he was freaking like 10 years old or something like that, right, Kai? 10 years old, like freaking just beast moding it, right? Like how old were you when you started doing this stuff?
It was 2013. So I think I was 11 or 12. I started when the game Call of Duty Ghost came out. I was trying to get AI to play on my behalf instead of me playing because I thought playing was boring. So yeah.
And people don't know that Kai is like an all-star / rock star on GitHub. He does like all these crazy things. So like, you know, being able to work with literally like a genius, bringing our business acumen, bringing Microsoft, the guy that's building and working with the co-pilots, and then, you know, Umair that has the engineering background and understands these things to a big degree. We're like, we're going to make these offerings like different. And then literally just for clarity, we're going to then get AI to do this. So like the reason we're doing this now and probably at like the price that we're even doing it is like, we're literally going to pass it on to AI. And then AI is going to take everything that we did, everything that we taught, you know, make sure there's no private information shared, obviously, but take the protocol that we create and it's going to start doing it for people. And then we're hands off. And we don't even have to do it ourselves. That's literally what most people could start to look forward to, is that you could start to automate almost all processes of what you do. You know, obviously if you have physical jobs, robots are coming, but that's not going to be as easy to do it. But imagine having an entire team of people that is helping you do the designs, the marketing, the strategy, your accounting, your legal. You know, like my legal GPT is like insane. I can share with you guys too. I saved 40, 50 grand in my public company. And literally a lawyer that I got on a call with thought I was a lawyer, because I was so good at what I was basically putting back and forth. She literally legitimately thought I was a lawyer when I wasn't. So anyways, the audit like basically helps us find where are your gaps, because you don't even know where they're at yourself. You know, like you think you know, but you have no idea. And that's why a lot of high-level consultants come into companies, because they want to find what's missing. How do you get to that next level? And then basically next is put a strategy in place on how you, because for example, me personally, I would love for myself and anyone to become AI enhanced themselves, because then it doesn't matter. You could be at a job, you could have a business endeavor, you have a new product. Hey, I'm doing something with Swarms, I'm doing something with Shoply, I'm doing something with Upgrade, I have this new product going. If I am AI enhanced, I'm gonna do all that stuff at lightning speed, and I'm gonna be launching out companies and products at 2, 3, 4x, 5x the speed of other companies. I wish I had another video that Elon Musk plays, and he plays a video that basically talks about the companies that will survive in the future, not just those with AI, but that are the fastest iterating. How can you iterate the fastest? Think about that for a second. How? Through artificial intelligence. And imagine you have swarms of AIs and different groupings of AIs, and you know how to use these things, and you've already start placing them inside your business endeavors. Little by little, you start to become AI enhanced, and all of a sudden you're working at substantially faster speeds. And here's one thing I love, you get to do the things that you want to do, which is one of the reasons I like it. I do a lot of stuff I want to do. I'm in Thailand right now. I'm speaking at some events. First of all, I didn't even come to Thailand for the speaking events. I came because I just wanted to go to Thailand and I wanted to go to Bali. And then I made a design. This is something else that we actually teach also, and we have some recordings inside of it with William Lamsdale. I designed that I'm going to be speaking at more events. And not only am I speaking at these events, I just got invited to speak in Dubai. You know what I'm saying? So like the creation and the vortex ends up happening. So anyways, we basically put a strategy together, a plan, the actual planning that goes into place for the technology section that we're in right now, intersection I like to call. Okay, secondly, and third would be the implementation, which we actually implement and help you basically put all these things into place, which gives you a huge advantage versus the companies that are not. Because imagine for a quick second, like now you know what your gaps are. you know, how to get AI enhanced. You put a strategy together on where to go, and then boom, you put it into place. So now you're running at, you know, 100 miles per hour versus what was humanly possible. You were running at what, 12, 13 miles per hour max or something like that, depending if you're a runner or not. You then change the entire game, right? So, and the thing that we don't even hardly do anymore is like, we don't even do a lot of like consulting, and only in the beginning stages are we going to do consulting, which you get to work directly with us. So if you want to work with Kai on some of those ecosystems, you want to work on business strat, you want to know how to do events. We've done events extremely successfully. That's another thing too, that we can help with, whatever. Okay. So basically we added the bonus opportunity. So just for clarity, so for those of you that don't know, our architect level is 10,000, and then our architect VIP is 15,000. So what we're going to do for people for this event here, and we're probably going to do some other really cool stuff with swarms. I have to talk to Kai about it. It's going to be a bonus of what we're adding for swarm architecture also. But basically everyone gets a $2,500 discount. We do have payment plans, and then simultaneously, if you're already an architect, because architects are like, oh, that's not fair. If you pay like $15,000, you're like, okay, that's not fair. So we allow the ability for someone to, first of all, I think Jerome is architect VIP. And Jerome is already automatically going to be put into the system, and he's going to be able to get his AI enhancement. Obviously, we have other VIP ones. I think by then, I think Pretech is also a architect VIP, so they automatically get it. But anyone that comes in, you get a $2,500 discount. You can do a payment plan, and we're going to add some cool swarm stuff, and you get to work directly with us. And if you're an architect already, only $2,500 just for the upgrade by itself. Okay, so take a quick picture of this, guys. Even if you have questions, let me go ahead and actually put this in the chat here. So even if you just have questions, guys, and you want to learn more, even if you just want to see what's happening or how you can implement it very quickly, fill this out, okay? So me, Umair, potentially Kai, but most likely it's going to be me or Umair. We'll go through a call with you to see what it is that you potentially need, and if any of these packages are good for you to be able to join. But you will get all that freebie stuff and these discounts if you end up joining in the next couple of days. I'm going to say by like Monday. By Monday, if someone joins in, you guys are going to get this, and this stuff does not come around only when we do events. When we do events, we do deals. In between, we don't do deals. So take advantage of it. It's going to be really freaking cool. You can also go to bit.ly.AI enhanced. That gives you the ability to figure out what these things are, and then you can lock in your spot inside there. Okay, and now I told you guys I was going to do some freebies, so here we go. So this is, believe it or not, guys, people know that I have my spiritual side. I'm big into gematria. I'm big into numerology. Obviously, I like to put in sync certain names, so I created one of the most insane GPTs based on some pretty crazy concepts and some of the best knowledge out there, and I call it the Oracle of Cosmic Patterns and Numbers. Those of you that have an ethereal side, you'll love it. You'll see even our company itself, like, has numerology built all into it. And when you do certain discounts, it just shows 222, 777. Our founding membership of the year is 222. And as I do dates specifically, things happen. Okay, so whether you believe it or not, I used to not be a believer. And then, JP Morgan was caught saying, what's the difference between a millionaire and a billionaire? It's like, the billionaire basically has an astrologer or something like that, right? They believe in astrology, or they use astrology. And the biggest companies in the world actually use things in certain days, just like what happened 9/11. 9/11 is actually my birthday. And it's also, just so you know, it's the first day of the oldest calendar, the Egyptian calendar, which means the age of a new dawn. Okay. And then basically simultaneously, it's also a new period in humanity's landscape. And that's why it was the first day of the pharaonic calendar. And guess why do you think 9/11 happened on that day? Right? Okay, so this is another one that I use, guys. I use this all the time. Okay, for clarity, I use this all the time. And this is the one that I speak into myself, and I give it notes, and it basically puts the notes into context for me. So you can use this one literally just to speak to the AI, and it basically formats your questions in a certain methodology that I like. And you can also ask it for different ways to put it inside. Really good one. Take a quick picture of this one, take a screenshot or something like that, because this one is really freaking good. Because this helps you basically just keep more organized, which is highly necessary in today's day and age, right? Okay, and here goes one more time, guys. So this is just the one. Take advantage, get on a call with us. If you haven't joined the collective, you need to join the collective. All right, how many members do we have inside here right now? So So Jerome, what, have you gotten any benefit from being inside of the collective? Jerome, are you still there? Because I know you turned off your camera. Sorry to put you on the spot. I want to see if Jerome is actually there.
Yeah, I'm back, man. I tell you what, I've mentioned to several people, just being around all you movers and shakers and seeing what you're doing and getting the energy is worth it in and of itself. And then because, I mean, got some top guys, man. I'm learning a lot of, not just the AI stuff, but just the, the business strategies and just the way you look at life and the way you like super manage your time. I mean, all these different issues. And then there's all of the training. So it's awesome.
Yeah. So Jerome actually came into our last community. Then he like upgraded into the collective and stuff like that. Then he upgraded again. He decided to upgrade again into like the VIP category. And he's also like working with some of the partnerships, and we've actually positioned him actually in Shoply very well, because like, what if you had all these different opportunities at hand? And that's kind of like what we create for people, is to get more opportunities. Like if you're trying to find that job, you want to find that job. A lot of people are actually just, they obviously get clients inside of the collective and everything like that. And that's one of the reasons that they're so psyched up about like everything that they're doing and why they enjoy the process of whatever's happened. Let me see if I'm going to add one guy real quick. Chris, are you there? Cesaro, can I call on you real quick for a quick second? If you're there. Am I calling you out? Are you not available at the moment? Am I calling you out in a bad spot? You're available? Okay, come on real quick and tell us a little bit about, so Chris like finally decided, he got in at the founding membership, then he like upgraded to architect, then he like got like one of our joint programs with Upgrade. What have you felt ever since you came into the collective? Like what has conspired for you and such? If you can actually talk. I don't know if you could actually talk on your text, on your actual, what's it called?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. What's up?
Okay, so yeah, so I actually, it's been a very interesting ride. Me not knowing any of this whole AI, and obviously, one of the most important factors for me about you guys, I mean, you guys operate at such a high level that it's like, it takes for a person like me to really get used to. But yeah, I mean, you guys are always top notch. The members are top notch, and everybody's here to help each other out. Both spiritually, mentally, physically, everything. That's what's there for me. So
you know what I love that you talk about? It's like the spiritual side, because like it's not just about like people think that we're like an AI based community. It's like, no, we're not. It's like we're a community to just help take people to the next level, and like whatever blocks you may have had at some point in time, like we're going to help you basically pass through those and get to the next level. One of the things I loved about Chris is that, and I believe like he started to break real crazy barriers, is that I was on top of Chris because he was coming to I don't know if it was like you just became a member and I was trying to get you to Tulum and you did everything that you could, and he broke through crazy barriers. And, Chris, you were telling me that you had never really done that before, and you literally like almost felt like a complete different person. You were a little scared at the beginning. I know I can tell you were scared at the beginning, and then you start breaking through these barriers, and it's like you kind of almost saw yourself in a different manner, literally just from like the first couple events that we did.
Yeah. It's. I mean, I honestly, I need to get into more of these communities, and I've never really been in any community like this. Such, like I said, high expectations and everything, but it's all really a growth process, for me and I guess for anybody else.
Yeah, it was pretty new, and I was just proud of you that you just made it happen, because other people, he had to get his passport, literally ran through every hoop. So I'm always there to help you out, Chris. So I appreciate it.
Thank you
Give
so
you
much.
some context with some of our guys inside here and such.
My
So
brother
anyways, I'm
preparando
gonna
agua.
give you guys the take. So look, take a photo of this, guys. Take advantage. Right now is the time. We're super excited. All the AI stuff that are coming out is literally revolutionary. And just for clarity, people think I'm here in Thailand. They believe I'm here in Thailand because I want to have a good time, whatever. I'm here for speaking. No, first of all, it wasn't about speaking. Secondly, it wasn't about having a good time. I mean, obviously good views and whatever it is. I love being in places with good views, but I did it because we're at such an important time in our timeline right now that I'm here to actually build out tech. And actually by then, one of the guys that we work with, I think he's in the chat here, and his, I think it's his brother that owned the public company, we're building out technology. So the architecture of what it is that we're doing as a community is more of an accelerator. And there's another slide that I show in my other presentations where it's basically shows thin wrappers, deep communities. So we don't make money from the actual community itself. Like what we're doing right now is we're building brand, trust, architecture, okay, to create the technologies of the future. So that's why we're working on that app called Bubble GPT and everything like that. And then we're bringing people together because they're all going to help synergize. And when we're launching a new product, if we give so much value, we made people a lot of money, and then we've helped them go to the next level. What are they going to do when we're launching a new product? They're going to help us. And that's actually one of the ecosystems and one of the architectures of one guy that literally right now, I forgot his name on Instagram. No, sorry, on X. He literally is running 6-7 different companies that he built all by himself, literally from $29,000 up to like $400,000 or $500,000 a month. And he literally says the same thing. It's like deep communities, thin wrappers. So we're going to be able to create technology, apps, businesses, products in no time. And then simultaneously, we're going to be able to push things to the next level very quickly. And what do you need? You need trust. You need people around you. And that's one of the reasons that we built the collective to do the things that we're doing. So anyways, I always love to leave on this front right here, guys. Okay. So I think this is like crazy important. And I like to nail down on this because this is very important with who we are as a company. Is conscious leadership, right? Conscious leadership right now is necessary. Look what the hell is going on in politics. Doesn't matter if you like Trump, doesn't matter if you like Kamala, that does not matter at the end of the day. We have a lot of leaders out in the world, generally speaking, okay, that are not doing good for the world, okay? Ego, pride, all that runs them at the end of the day. And what happens if we have conscious leaders that are building the futures of the technology, the companies of the future, getting put into, politics? We have a few politicians, including the chairman of the crypto task force. He's part of our community too. So it's like, we're now accessing and we're getting lawyers on board, people that are going to help us get into the political system. We're not here to do a revolution. We're here to help inspire and be part of this wave of change. And that's why we love to also build with people that think of a better world and a better future, which is super important. So I always like to highlight that because that's one of the reasons we're also called the collective, right? Then, as you guys know, and I said this before, like take the knowledge, take the things that we're doing, and every single one of you guys has like an amazing purpose, and you're here to do amazing things. So why not get the support? Why not, create the things that the world needs of tomorrow? And do something that's more than just, making the money and stuff like that. Like do something that's gonna be significant for the world. So every single one of you guys is here for a reason, like whether you are a member, whether you're not, it doesn't matter. With the information and the staples and the vision that was put out of things that are happening, that should give you the ability now to set off on the journey to do amazing things. And we're very, you guys on there. So appreciate all you guys coming on. If you guys have any last questions, let us know. Let's see. Okay. So Natasha says, for those ladies on the call, in case it gave you the impression the collective is dominated by guys, as a founding member, I can tell you that there are many cool something collective, and everyone feels truly united by the same passion. You can find someone that you're aligned with and connect with divinely and amazing. Thank you for that, Natasha. Yeah, Natasha's been around for a while. We appreciate you, Natasha. She's also like in a crazy mind. And that's the thing, there's such amazing people within the community. So, if you guys feel inspired, you want to take things to the next level, you want to automate your life, you want to have more time, join. If not, get on a call with us and find out how we can actually help you. And if not, good for everyone to be able to take it to the next level. And this should be sufficient enough for you to be able to go out and build. And remember how important agents are, because not a lot of people are being exposed to this. Most people don't know about this stuff. There's very few little people talking about this stuff right now. And you guys now have been exposed to it. Take advantage of it. All right. So anyways, thanks for all you guys coming on. Every single one of you guys, we appreciate you, whether you came in, from the last event, whether you're one of the members and everything like that, every single one of you guys, appreciate you. And thanks for coming on. And we will see you guys on the other end. Kai, is there any last moments of inspiration that you want to leave people? Why it is that you guys are doing what it is that you're doing?
Yeah, fundamentally, at the end of the day, we do what we do because we want people to be able to build things much easier. It could be building your company, it could be building a marketing division, it could be building anything really. We're really here to help you build what you want to build much faster using AI.
Yeah, yeah, amen. And why is it important right now, Kai? Why have you dedicated your life to this right now? Like, why, dude? Like, why?
I honestly don't think there's a there's no better allocation. So as a manager, there's this really good book called High Output Management. One of the first thing this book says, it's actually by the former CEO of Intel. The first thing that he says is that the goal of a manager is to increase the output of your organization. So the reason why I'm doing this now is because by using AI, you can radically increase the output of your organization almost by an incomprehensible and infinite amount, given how many agents you have, running operationally. So I think that like right now there's no better way to utilize your time other than learning how to use AI and leveraging AI in your day to day. There is no better way to allocate your time because it's a force multiplier. You are using one thing that then does multiple things on your behalf, and that's why I'm doing this now.
Yeah. Amen, brother. Amen. The force multiplier. As you guys know, I'm also a time hacker, so that's another reason I'm pretty obsessed with all this stuff. All right. So last question here, Craig was like, what's the best LLM tool for creating Google extension apps? I mean, I'm gonna shoot one out and then you can go ahead. But basically, I know like if you're using GitHub just came out with something called Spark. I think that can help out. And then obviously the new Claude is like pretty crazy. Some people are using Cursor to build these things out on the simple level, right? Like, so Kai, any thoughts on the best LLM that people could be using and such to build some Google extensions and such?
Yeah. So right now, what we use at Swarms internally is called v0.dev. So v0.dev is a tool that Vercel made. Vercel is one of the largest web hosting platforms in the world. They actually host ChatGPT. So the entire website is hosted on their platform. And they made this tool called v0.dev. I sent the link. And basically, it lets you generate, like you give it an input prompt and you say, make me a Google extension for whatever. And it'll go and build the code for you. And you can actually publish it. You can publish all your code to a domain and it'll be functional. So it's like a full stack app development platform. But it's also very easy to use. So we use that one every day.
Yeah, badass, guys. It's getting so easy. Like we will literally be able to create apps, websites, products, like just like this, guys. Like it's just the game is changing, and so many people just don't know it yet. They kind of like brush it off. We're not brushing it off, and we're going all in. So, anyways, thank you all you guys for coming on. We appreciate y'all. Thank you, Kai. Always, badass co-host and such.
It's been fun.
And thank you, Mayor. I know Mayor was like speaking. He had a speaking engagement / doing some stuff over there in Pakistan. So, always thankful for him. And thanks for every single one of you guys for coming on. We appreciate y'all and have a great day. Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Have a lovely
Happy
evening.
Saturday. Thanks, guys. Take it easy, my brother.
Thank you, Jonathan. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
Have a good one, brother. Bye.
The fuck is this? Oh, fuck. Damn, bro. Stupid ass motherfuckers. That's crazy. All right, I gotta get going to. I'm gonna be preparing for war today. I gotta prepare. Let's get ready for war, boy.
Liquid, slow, deep, clear, 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 liquid, deep, clear, liquid, slow, 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 deep, clear, liquid, slow,
Yeah.
Ayuda a tirar de sacar una foto con ustedes. We have a lot of stuff. Just help them for a minute. I'll look through your iPad. No se comió pollo. Dice que estaba bueno. No. Did you pack the Celsius? Hi.
Allí también el aparato se ve.
No. Well, let me know fast.
Huh?
Let me know.
Is he there already? Well, I gotta see it. Guy,
Ahí está el agua ya en el aparato ese.
I don't see your iPod. I don't see it.
So, are you gonna take me? Yes,
Are you
no?
gonna take the Celsius?
Huh?
Are you gonna take the Celsius?
Are you gonna take me? Yes.
My car started when you take it.
Well, then can you do that? Because I'm waiting.
Are you gonna take two?
I had an event all day.
Are you gonna do one of that? Here, are you gonna take two Celsius or one? Huh?
One.
Okay.
Come on, let's go.
All right, here, put this in.
Did you find them?
Yeah, all right, take it
Did you
easy.
find the AirPods?
No.
No, what do
Do
you
you
mean?
need
Yeah.
them? Do you need them?
Well, yeah, I need them.
But what did you do with them? Did you use them yesterday when you were DJing? Did you use them?
No.
You didn't take them upstairs?
They might be upstairs.
All right, let me, okay. Kai, does that camera, that thing that you got, the foot, does it have old footage on there? That you can-
Yeah.
Did you look at it when you,
Yeah, I did.
does it show you when you were, can you save it?
So you do.
Huh?
I'm playing a sound. It might be upstairs. Why is that on the floor? Go up there.
Upstairs?
Am I here in the bathroom?
Did you use them yesterday?
No,
Okay, play the sound.
it is playing.
Huh?
It is. All right, guys, gotta go. Gotta go.